Let's get Drew in here. Drew.
There we go.
Man.
Hey.
Oh, you wear this for me?
I wore it for you. I got it.
Okay, you don't have this though.
I don't have hair, but I don't have that. I need that. I saw that last week when we were hanging out.
Yeah, I brought it then.
You were wearing it. Yeah, I was like, you're taking your shirt off at the lunch table or at dinner at Cactus. I was like, what is this guy doing? I'm like, oh, it's American flag. It must be something. I'll hear about it.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Shit.
We're trying to find a cure. It is rampant, man.
It's so far out of my vocabulary, bro, that I just don't even recognize there's like an acronym here. Okay.
I love that you have like a matching blue flannel.
Bro, but it's flannel though. Is yours flannel? That's the question.
No, mine's not actually flannel.
Oh, you got to get it up with,
It'll be too hot in here if I was wearing actual flannel. You got Jilly Beans in here for a $2 super chat. Says some people just want to watch the world burn. Oh. It's true. Did you hear my little thing about my run-in with white supremacists?
I've heard it a few times, Clyde. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We've talked about it a few times. It's quite.
Well, I've had it happen a few times. It just happened. Just today. Just today it was happening. Yeah.
So what happens exactly? How do you handle yourself when you get some whack-tard coming in and doing some weird stuff to you? What do you do?
I would agree with you, woke-tard.
Yeah, woke-tard.
So the definition of woke is like identity politics driving like all of your political view, your worldview, all of that stuff. There's nothing more identity politics than like racial politics, right? Like it's identitarian. It's separating people into like identity groups based on what is their arbitrary things, because like races exist and that's a thing, but then there's like blurred lines between it, and they can't even figure that.
It's happening so much now, Clyde. It's everywhere you look. It's I grew up in a small town in British Columbia, and I feel the distinction there when I go home between the different groups of color. Like there's East Indians, there's Aboriginals, and there's whites in my small town, and you feel it. Like people used to be friends with me. Now I go up and they're unsure if they can communicate to me in front of other people in public. It's sad. It's really sad. It's whatever the powers above have decided to do to the people down here, and I'm one of them. I look at it that way. It's created chaos in some people's. Not mine. I don't think yours. I'm not you, but I do know that we go out and we hang out quite a lot, and we go out in mixed group of color. We went out mixed group of color last year going bang bangs at the range, didn't we?
Yeah, there's
a whole bunch of different colored people there with us.
And who cares? Like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't. It's not a thing for me. But it's a thing for some people. And what's crazy is like if I look back at my childhood when I was like a really little kid and I was first learning about like differences between people, what was the difference? Like it was Italians and Irish, and it was all these different groups of white people.
Yes.
And it's funny because like the white supremacists nowadays are like, they're way more inviting of like other white people into their group now. Like back in the day, it used to be like, we don't allow the Polish people in. We don't allow like these
now
people.
It's a whole other world.
And now it's like anyone with white skin, get in here, because we're going after like Indians or whatever.
I accidentally jumped into a spot on another social media platform a couple of weeks ago, and it was a whole bunch of different white people, but it was like it wasn't that. It was a national. I accidentally clicked the thing. It said national, and I'm like, I want to go in here and listen, and it was an interesting listen. I sat there for about 10 minutes. And of course, on that platform, you can see my big white face. So I got out pretty quick, but it's interesting just to sit back. And I'm the type of person that likes to sit at the coffee shop and watch people walk by.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I love it. I want to see the interesting things that people do, interesting cultures that people observe. It really is. Life would be so boring if it didn't have variety to it. Now, that being said, we can't negate the fact that there's a serious immigration problem in Canada.
Oh, buddy, so I'm not going to self promote because this is your gig, but I went downtown
No.
today.
I want to promote you. That's why I have you on here. It's about letting people know who you are, what you do, and all this stuff.
So friends, I was downtown today because I like to do social media stuff for shits and giggles, and I went downtown today because, of course, you see in the news, the dystopian news, that 7-Elevens are being shut down everywhere. And over the past 3 months in my town in Vancouver, British Columbia, there's a whole bunch of these small little tiny convenience stores popping up everywhere. There's like 30, probably 20 or 30 small convenience stores. And I'm talking like, if you've been into the boroughs down in Mexico, it's like that. It's the weirdest, strangest convenience store. Anyways, a couple weeks ago, I walked in and right beside the till, there's like a whole slew of crack pipes and fentanyl pipes, just like they're selling them. And I'm like, what's going on? So I went down today and I had my guy. I had my camera guy about 15 feet outside with my really good camera zoomed in, and I had my road mics. And I was asking the guy questions. What are you selling here? Oh, they're cracky pipes. And he's sitting there making fun of the junkies. He's like, oh, they're junkies. I just posted the video today. It's really... Immigrants are here working. He admitted he's working under the table. He's laughing about it like he's got work and nobody else does. And they're sitting there selling crack pipes to the dudes next door that are like, bent over. Because that's what they're doing. They're bent over. And he was complaining because he goes, I show up to work at 9 o'clock in the morning at his job that he's not allowed to have, that he's making $10 an hour at, complaining about the guy smoking drugs and the smoke coming into the store. I wanted to grab him and but I'm not going to do that anymore. But I just wanted to kind of grab him and shake him above my head. I'm a big dude, people.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude.
I'm 6'4", so then I'm probably 6'8" when you're standing beside me. I just wanted to shake him and then just put him back down and say, "How did that feel?" and walk away.
By the way, head over to the channel. I'll put a link in the chat here. And
Clyde, look at my channel. Look what I saw. Look what was today down on Granville Street. Back to the Future DeLorean. The full effect. It was unbelievable.
We were talking about that. Well, it's so weird. Like we were talking about DeLoreans in the shop just yesterday. That's so weird that came up. Bro,
if you go to about the 13-minute mark, or sorry, the 3-minute mark, somewhere around there. I think you're helping the problem by. Oh, there he is.
That's your voice. That's you with the cracky pipe thing.
It's a really small little snap, but this guy's got everything down pat. Like right in the front of the car, he's got the turner switch to put Back to the Future. He's got all the components. There's this guy. He's from Bangladesh.
He's got the Turner pipe to switch Back to the Future. He's
got the Turner pipe, like the Back to the Future car, the DeLorean, bro. Like everything. He's got the cables outside the side.
He said at the 13-minute mark. It's 12.5 minutes.
It's 13 minutes. My apologies. It's somewhere in there.
Okay, it's somewhere.
We don't want to spend our whole time, but
I'm not scrubbing this the whole time. Everybody head over and subscribe to Drew Coover. Now, you and I, we went for a walk, and it was like probably one of the sketchier things I've ever done.
You're
going down. Show how large you are. You're a large man.
That's you beside me down there.
That's right. Way down there. Way down.
So just so everyone understands how tall people are. How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
You're not a Wes Watson 5'9", are you?
No. I'm like if I was to lie to you, I'd say 5'10", but I'm 5'9".
So you're 5'9". So I'm 6'4". So when someone's around me that's 6'6", I feel short. So I understand it's strange.
All right.
All people are strange people.
But this is probably one of the sketchiest places I've ever been.
You were afraid, bro. There was a couple times there you were actually. I felt it in you. Like I feel everyone's energy when I'm down there walking, but I felt your energy there twice, and you're just like.
When Yuji's carrying the camera and people are like, "Turn that camera on, get it out of my face," and like people are losing it.
That's when I grabbed it because that person right there is upset because you're videoing again his girlfriend, or his girlfriend was around the picture, his wife, or his person that works for him. Like, man, I tell you, I mean, this is what we do, Clyde. This is what happens.
It was, holy cow. So
this is the market. So this is right on the corner. So this is the east side of Hastings, just past Maine, and this is the market where everybody sells their stuff. So Clyde, I live in a kind of a really nice place. I'm very blessed. I don't say privileged, I say blessed. But I live up in close to Shaughnessy, where there's like $20 million homes, and I take the bus. I ride the bus, bro. I don't have a car. I don't need a car, so I take the bus. And talking to the bus drivers, I guess what's happening here with all the people that live down in this area is they get on the buses and they travel to all the different parts of Vancouver. And when they leave the downtown core, they have empty bags. And when they come back, their bags are full because they just go off the line of the bus 2 blocks in and they rob people's houses. They just steal everything. And then they get it in their bags and they bring it downtown and sell it. Now, rich people that are living in my neighborhood, the stuff in their backyard, probably they haven't touched it for a year, so it is what it is, right? It's stuff. Anyways, if anyone steals anything from me, I never get heated, bro, because it's just stuff. It's just material. It can be replaced unless it's a wedding band or something sentimental, right? But this is what these people do, and they ride the bus all day, and they steal stuff, and they bring it down so that they can get their fix, bud. They can get their fix, whatever your fix is.
So what was astonishing to me is just the amount of money that flows through that part of town. Like you think of like a moneyed area, you would think of, Wall Street, like that kind of thing, where the finance sector is, and just the amount of money that flows through. There is that much money flowing through this part of town,
if not more.
And what's crazy is, to put it in context, we're talking downtown Vancouver. Like, it is not near, it's not in the outskirts, it's not on the other side of the tracks. You're a stone's throw from Gastown. You're a stone's throw from like all of these great places that people go and spend lots of money at. Mm-hmm. And there's like hippies and yuppies and doing all this stuff only a block away. But this one downtown area, the real estate has got to be in the billions of dollars. If you talk about that section,
I was at my friend's house.
Hold on. So it is just enough. It is enough money that's flowing through there to not clean it up and fix up that real estate and sell it. Right. That is a lot of money. That puts it into context right there.
I'm in a $4 million 2-bedroom condo in Woodward's, 3/4 of the way up. And I'm sitting there on the bench, on the counter outside there, and we're just hanging out. He's having a beer. I'm having a pop. And I look down. His view, this is his view, right? 3 people sleeping on the curb. 2 people walking through the garbage can. I mean, that's his view. And everyone I talk to that comes to Vancouver, oh, Vancouver is so beautiful. Oh, the mountains are, the water is. Go for a walk through downtown Vancouver. It's not beautiful. It's not beautiful, my friends. And I'm not trying here to demote my town. This is my city. I've been here since I was 18. I left a small rural town in British Columbia, and I've made it. I've done well. Held on to as much as I could through COVID. But, I didn't like going downtown a couple of years ago, and I thought to myself, who else is doing this work? Who else is documenting these people's stories? Who else is documenting the truth? Because CIB, the other mainstream media, they aren't. Today they posted another thing. Over the past week, they keep saying, we're going to shut down these 3 SROs between like Helmicon and Davie on Granville. It's like 3 blocks. There's 3 SROs. They cause tons of chaos. But the reality is there's 8. There's not 3.
Okay, you got to explain what an SRO is.
So, my friends, really quickly in a history lesson, after World War II, when husbands didn't come home, the wives got money from their loss of their husband. So they bought houses, and this was part of the Industrial Revolution. Like, they were buying houses, building houses. And what happened for about 30 years is all the workers that came into town, they would stay in these houses, the rooms in the house, SRO, single room occupancy house. Okay. So about 1975 to 1980, what happened is the city, they shut a lot of these permits down. And what was happening too, those ladies that were in the 70s, in this 1970s, they were all getting old. They were dying. So they shut that ability down and they moved the SRO model to downtown, to the old hotels. So now there's a bunch of hotels downtown Eastside in that square block radius, not throughout the city, but just that one area. That's a SRO, single room occupancy. Used to be a hotel. Today it's not an SRO, it's a psych ward. It's a psychiatric asylum that's run by nonprofits, NGOs, that are getting paid. There's one housing society, for instance, Portland Housing Society. Last year, they took in $57 million to run about, I think there's about 8 or 9 buildings throughout BC. Probably each building maybe has, 4 or 5 floors, 30 floors, maybe, shits and giggles, 1,500 rooms. So they're getting paid $57 million for 1,500 rooms. A room is a place where the person can live. That's the addict, right? There's one building downtown that's 6 stories tall. It's a brand new, beautiful apartment complex. It's specifically for alcoholism. The main floor is a brewery. They make beer for people. I could pull it up, right? Just Portland Housing Society, alcohol consumption site. It's right there. It's unbelievable. And I went down.
No, like we were walking by a place, and I'll pull up the footage of it. Please. So we were walking by this place, and it was all boarded up on the front. It looked like they were trying to maybe just hide it, mask it, or they were doing the fascia on it. But there was an ambulance right in front. The place reeked. And they were probably pulling somebody out of the place because, what's it on average, like 5 to 7 people die on that street a day?
Downtown Vancouver. Yeah. I think this week there was, I think it was 2 days ago, there was 80 overdoses in one day, which is the highest overdoses they've ever had. But you have to also understand, you think it's getting worse, but actually they're just changing the way they check the boxes, right? It's like the election. It's like, what do they want you to think is the worst? Well, we're going to put the attention over here. We're going to look at Santa Claus, put the attention over there, right? So overdoses have always been big. But now they want it to sound really bad because I think they're getting closer to opening up a place like Riverview again, which is ultimately what has to happen.
So Riverview was what?
The
like
psychiatric
an asylum.
The Riverview is a hospital that was opened in the early 1900s, pretty much after World War I, for all the soldiers that came back that had, what is it called?
Shell shock.
The shell shock, right? Tourette's. It's actually called Tourette's. That's what Tourette's is. And fuck. Tourette's is shaking. You have the shakes. That's Tourette's. So they did that. And then what happened about 5 years after they were open, they decided, well, let's bring pharma in. So they got pharmacy involved, and that's how Riverview stayed open for 7 decades
by just medicating everybody.
Yeah, stabilization, right? That's the key. If we can just stabilize your alcoholism, Clyde.
So talk about this. Okay, I want you got to explain stabilization, because like they're not, when people are getting, so you get arrested. Oh, well, yeah, it is a lot of work. But so you get arrested, you're ordered to go to rehab, and then what is the procedure there?
So, well, I'm sorry if you get arrested because you're a drug addict. That doesn't happen anymore. Now what we do is we have all the police that you see downtown Vancouver, the Vancouver Police Department. They're actually, I always make jokes with them. They're social workers. Because it's not against the law to do drugs, right? So these people are smoking hits of fatty, doing meth, they're doing whatever they want. They're beating people up. They're just going to get attention. They actually don't go to jail. You hear about this on your channel. You've talked about this, like the crime waves. These immigrants that are traveling like with rigs with pounds of fatty, and they get out after 5 days. Well, if that's happening there, what do you think's happening to our people? Nothing. So what they're wanting to do, guys, everybody that's listening, it's really simple. It's called harm reduction. So harm reduction is a term that was created by the politicians to basically make it a reduction on your eyeballs from the news so you don't see it all the time. It's already do some harm reduction. We're going to clean the streets up a little bit by giving people that have active addiction pharmaceutical medication to basically compound their numbness. So we're just going to keep them leveled. So instead of giving them the opportunity to do drugs on the street, we're just going to give them pharmaceutical medication, which is called safe supply. Everyone here is safe supply. Man, safe supply. It is. It's a safe supply. Clyde, you have beers. Well, you having a road soda today, but you're not on the road, right?
I'm not distilling my own, right? But I'm getting the safe stuff from the government supply.
It's safe. It's safe because you're going to drink that beer unless it's in, New Zealand or Australia, what happened a couple months ago. It's
so I can have all I can spend my whole paycheck on.
You're fine.
I have it all in one night.
You're fine. 100%. Drink up as much as you want, buddy. I love people that drink. I haven't had a drink in almost 3 decades, and when I tell people that, I know when I told you that, you're like, yeah, do you mind if I drink around you? I'm like, no, I like it when people are drinking.
Yeah. Well, I'm having wobbly pops tonight. It's Friday. I have wobbly pops every Friday.
People are happy. So anyways, getting back to the safe supply, they the government calls it safe supply. It is a safe supply because it's coming from the pharmacy. But oh, wait a second. In that video, just about 8 seconds back, rewind, there was a dude, I don't know if you remember, I stopped and I'm like, oh my God, that guy had a handful of hydros. He had a handful, it was a full handful that was over full of hydromorphine tablets. They're called Dillies. They're 8 milligram hydromorphine pills.
Dilaudid.
Dilaudid is the same thing. It's just a technical name. It's there's stout and ale. It's beer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I can't believe I know what stout and ale is.
You've been out of the game for so long. You know this.
Myself. I just came back from England, bro. It's a whole nother recipe for disaster over there. But that's what it is, right? They call it safe supply. And yeah, God bless it, safe supply. But I can go down there any Friday afternoon. And what happens is the pharmacies are closed on Saturday and Sunday. So Friday's the money day, the cash day you were talking about, the money flow. So on Friday, everyone that's on the street, pretty much probably 30% of the homeless people are the people on SROs get a prescription for hydromorphine. They get 10 to 20 pills. So if you think there's 8,000 people down there times 8,000 times, 10 pills each, I don't even know the math. How much is that? So 8,000 times 10 pills each. Is that 80,000 or?
It's 80,000 pills. Yeah.
80,000 pills every Friday gets distributed to downtown Vancouver. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that.
So when I talked to Aaron Gunn, because I had Aaron Gunn on the show talking about this, and he told me that a lot of these they're not staying with the addicts. No. The addicts are given this, and then they're trading it up with other people to get the street drugs that they want.
So what they do is I can take you down. I can take anybody that wants to come downtown with me at 8:30 in the morning. I've done this. I've got video evidence of it.
I'll tell you what, it's sketchy AF.
Bro.
Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for it. It's scary.
8:30 in the morning.
People are sketchy, dude. There was that one guy. He was walking with one hand in his pocket, one hand behind his back, following us for a good portion of the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm giving you the signals, it's that guy, right? But without doing that,
they're all safe with me. When I go downtown, they all know me. Everyone knows Drew Coover. Today, hey, you're Drew Coover. I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, hey, can you interview me? Because a lot of times, right, I'll buy them lunch. Right. So if someone's hungry, they usually come up and say, hey, Drew Coover, will you interview me? I'm like, are you hungry? Because I'll buy you lunch if you want, because, I'm not giving nobody money. If you're out there and you're listening, friends, never give a homeless person money. It's just going to go to the drug dealer. They're going to get
drugs or alcohol or whatever their vice is, whatever it happens to be.
So not to get off point, but to go back, they get the medication in the morning. Now, I hate to say this, and I hope I don't upset some of your viewers, but the reality is I have a mother. She's in her late 80s. She's got dementia, and we have to get someone to go to the pharmacy to get my mother's couple of medication. If you're a drug addict on the street and you have they call it some stupid like drug, you're a drug addict. You're basically a drug addict. I can't believe I can't remember the name. Opiate use disorder. They're saying you have a disorder because you're a drug addict. So you're disordered. So what's going to happen now is we're going to pay the nurses. Our nurses that work in the hospitals, our nurses are now going to go in the morning and get paid like triple the amount of money that they normally get paid, triple time. And they basically go deliver medications to these SROs where the drug addicts are living and doing drugs in the SROs. Our nurses.
Didn't South Park do an episode about this where
I don't know.
Yeah, Stan's dad, Randy Marsh, he got diagnosed as an alcoholic because he drank beers or whatever. And so, and then he got his he got himself a wheelchair, and he's like, I have a disease. And so he just had like a wheelchair and a flat of beer on him all the time when his blankets on. I have a disease. And he's just cracking beers and drinking them. And like, it's an excuse for people at that point.
We've normalized it, bud.
It's like when you tell people they can't do anything else. I mean, like the normal thing is not do drugs. I mean, like normal things, not drink alcohol. I mean, if you're having it on a night of the week and it never goes beyond that, I don't think that's a problem. But when it becomes part of your life that like you have to have and it has to be there, and then it gets in the way of other parts of your life, that it's not a disease. It's a problem that you can remedy. It's just you're caught up in this, right?
Yeah. So you can, I'll give your viewers some really expensive advice. All right. Alcoholism or drug addiction, right? Like you have a drug addiction. Everyone, like the number one addiction in North America, actually from like 1970 to 2010 was shopping. I was shopping addiction. One of the number one businesses to get into in the United States of America for a good 2 decades was storage lockers. Owning land and building storage lockers. Shopping was the biggest addiction. And it caused a lot of problems. It created divorces. Like a lot of bad things happen because you shop too much, or people gamble too much, people drink too much.
Well, I get gambling too much, but shop. So you just have too much stuff. So you have to storage locker everything.
How many Amazon trucks do we need driving through Vancouver? It's insane. People just buying stuff like this. I went into a house a couple months ago. I did an intervention, and the lady, she's alcoholic, right? And her husband just pissed. He's complaining all the time. She's just buying everything. Bro, I asked for a pair of scissors for something. Open up the drawer. There's 9 pairs of scissors. Well, she she couldn't find it. It's downstairs. So just order one on Amazon. It'll be here in 2 hours. You see what I mean? It's just that easy to buy stuff and have it come to your door now. It's insane. Bro, I see weird stuff because of the work that I do, right? So you have an addiction, right? It's not bothering anyone, right? Like your drinking's not bothering. You're eating potato chips past 9 o'clock's not bothering anyone. So don't worry about it. But the moment it starts affecting other people or your work or your colleagues or your children or your husband or wife or your family, when it becomes a problem, that's when it's unmanageable. That's when you need help, but you don't most people don't need help. They just kind of go, you know what? I'm drinking a little bit too much. I'm going to lay off Saturday nights for a few months.
You just cut back. I mean, do that.
A lot of people can. But some people, unfortunately, as a result of maybe the way they're hardwired, maybe because of some environmental factors that happened when they were children, they can't, and they just go and jump into it, and they lose everything, and their life's unmanageable. So when your life becomes unmanageable, that's when you need help. And these people are downtown, and
they've sacrificed everything for this addiction. Those people, like sacrificed.
You're right.
No, like we're talking hygiene, like every single thing. is
what's the most important
thing.
important thing to them, Clyde? Every single person you saw on the street, bent over, sleeping, limbs missing, teeth falling out. What's the most important thing to all of them?
There was a guy that was hanging in the trash can, half out of it.
What did he say?
His arm was in it, stuck in it.
Do you remember what he said he was doing?
Yeah, you were like, "Hey, you all right, buddy?" And he's like, "I'm canning.
I'm canning. I'm like, I've never heard that before. Dude's like, friends, like this guy's standing up and his arm is all the way in the trash can.
And he was sleeping.
He was sleeping. He was right out. We woke him up. But then he realized he's embarrassed because he's still got some wit to him. Well, no, it's just canning. I gotta laugh at it. I'm sorry.
It's funny.
I see it like all the time.
The stench was just unbelievable.
When he moved from the can, when he moved back from the can and he moved,
it
was like a hoof of.
And it wasn't the
South
can.
Park
it wasn't the garbage. It was him.
No, it's his urine. It's just urine. He's defecated himself. They defecate themselves. So the problem with this, Clyde, is the addiction, right? So go back to the shopping, go back to the drinking, go back to the blah, blah, blah. When that becomes the most important. So usually what happens with addictive personality disorder, and I'm giving your viewers lots of money right now. When shopping becomes, going gambling with the boys is more important than your wife, well, slowly your wife disappears. And then your wife's just like, see you later. You just start losing things, right? Well, your wife goes first, or your husband, don't want to discriminate here. And then like your friends go, because usually your wife or your husband go first. Your kids already know you're separated, and then your friends go, and then your job goes, and slowly things start removing themselves from you to the point where you're on the street by yourself. You're on the street by yourself. And you have absolutely nothing left. Your friends are gone. Your family's gone. Your jobs are gone. Nobody wants to do anything. People used to call me a Tasmanian devil. Who was that guy that came here for the weekend? Because I would come into relationships and party for the weekend, and I would take all their booze. I'd drive their cars. I'd do some bad stuff, and then I'd bounce. Be like, who was that guy?
What?
Bro, alcohol was all I wanted. I was an alcoholic, bro. I want nothing else but booze. And if I tell you, if you had a house that was full of booze, I'd be your friend. Because that's what becomes the most important thing, is the drugs. These people don't want to be down there, bro. 80% of those people that on the street down there, Clyde, I hate to tell you that, they don't want to be there.
But that's just where everything congregates. They just know that that's the congregation. So
no,
that's not how that is.
No, this is because the government believes that we're going to give a bunch of money to these charities, and we're going to hire a bunch of these people that can't level up and work in a trade or something. And so they're going to go out. We're going to give them jobs, $34 an hour, saving lives. We're going to give people naloxone kits, and they're going to save lives. And they're going to get a job, bro. Last month, I went to Victoria.
Hold on. But that, what makes the addicts want to go to that spot on Hastings?
Well, that's just where the drugs are.
Oh, so this is the congregation. It's
just where the drugs are.
That's where it is.
But they don't want to be there.
But that's just where they can get their fix, and that's the
easiest place because they all hang out, right?
But then they're KO'd. Like half of them are in the fentanyl, and they're just stuck there.
They don't want to be there, bud. None of those people want to be there. God bless. I know people that are listening. I don't know how many people are on here, but I can guarantee you, it's 70% of your viewers right now have been affected by someone that are on the street doing drugs. I can guarantee you 90% of your viewers have been affected by someone in addiction and bad addiction, because it's just normal. It's like it's the world we live in.
And that's the thing. Like every one of these people are somebody's brother, somebody's kid, somebody's nephew.
Yeah.
I
go there.
Like people want to write them off because you just see like zombies, right?
Yeah, ask me why.
These are family members to somebody.
Someone that I got an email here. I could probably pull it up and share it with you. This is like a 42-year-old lady. She can't find her mother and she's asking me for help, sending me her picture. Because she knows her mom was in a rooming house down there. Her mom had some mental health issues. They put her in a rooming house and she's lost now. I get emails all the time. Can you help me? Can you find my brother and my sister, my mother and my father and my son, my cousin, my aunt, my colleague, my old friend from high school? I get it all the time.
So there's no record, like there.
That's
hold on. You're blowing my mind here, right? So we were on the streets, and there's these buildings, and you're saying that hundreds of people live in these buildings. Thousands of people are in these buildings, and they're like no-go zones. Like the front door is just like
it's a steel door with these. It's a cop door. It's a jail door with cameras on either side.
So nobody's going in and going room to room and saying, "Hey, have you seen this lady? Do you know this person?" They're just in that room, and that's like an early coffin for these people.
Yeah,
it's
the Maple Hotel. There was a hotel that was just shut down. They shut it down and they cleaned it out before they tore it down and started renovating. This was, I think, 2 months ago. Maybe it was in August, and I was downtown and I heard through the grapevine from one of the guys that are cops down there. They said, "Andrew, we found a dead body in a closet, composed completely, like must have been there for a half a year."
Oh, man.
You have to think, right, Clyde? Like, you know some buddies from high school that drank too much, and you got out of high school and you're 25 and you're like, "Fuck, I'm glad I didn't hang out with that guy." You kind of have that attitude about people. Like, it's it's human nature. We're humans, right? Like, God bless. There's people I can't stand, but there's people I absolutely adore. These people are some of those people that people don't want them around, because the reality was they're so in their active addiction. Like, they're stealing shit from mom, they're taking stuff, and people write them off. There's a lot of people that send me hate mail. They send me hate mail, bro. People send me hate. Why are you trying to let people know that there's people down there and they have lives? Like,
wait, for shedding light on the humanity of the situation.
Yeah. So, Clyde, the big
they wanted to remain like dehumanized. They wanted to just be like this zombie land that exists and everybody kind of writes off. Even though people, like, again, we were a block away from one of the busiest places where tourists hang out in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Like the gas town is one of the biggest tourist traps in the West Coast. Yeah. And they have all their little trinket stores. You can go and you can buy a bottle of maple syrup with a Canadian flag on it.
Look at all these huge things are coming to town. Yeah. They just had. So Dre Humphrey from Rebel News just went down on a couple months ago. She's awesome. I got some hugs with pictures, her and me up in Kamloops a couple. She's awesome. But she's awesome. She's super funny too, especially when you have dinner with her and you talk about like life. She's a true woman. She is one of the most empowering people that I've met in the last couple of years, other than you, my friend. Other than you. Yeah. You're pretty fucking awesome, bro. I don't even know where I was going. I was talking about Dre and then I slipped. I don't know where I was going. It's the reality is, Clyde, it's dystopian. I just use this word all the time. It's dystopian. It's not normal. Like, it's just not like how, like, the government knows exactly what they've done. There's a gentleman by the name of Julian Summers.
But they can walk away from it and say, like, I'm doing it with the best intentions. We're giving them safe supply because we care.
No, that's okay. So I was a foster parent for 21 years, right? I had 976 placements through my home, and the social workers would sometimes play on my emotions. I can't take kids this week. I've been too stressed. Oh, but this little boy really needs some help. I'm like, okay. And that's what they do with the whole safe supply. Oh, but it saves the lives of these people. And yes, naloxone saves a life. But at what cost? And I got 15 years ago, there was just the reality, right? Like, back in the 80s, or sorry, the 90s when AIDS was the biggest. And Vancouver, that block that we were at, Clyde, in the 1997 road soda, 1997, I can hear it, brother. I haven't had a drink in 29 years and I can hear that crack. Is that oxygen release?
Oh, that is funny.
I love it. I still love booze.
Oh, wow, man. It really is like that.
Oh, I love it. My son's 20. See, I
never felt like that. Like, you know, if I'm driving that night and I can't have a beer, then I'm like, bummer.
I gotta hang out with Andrew. I can be your designated driver, bro.
No, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, where you go to a place and you're like, I'm driving, I can't have a beer, and then that's it. It's like, okay, then I'm drinking ginger ales or whatever. It's never been like, I need it. Like,
all my guys, like, you know, I played some football down in the US and stuff, and I've got a crew. I got a crew of like, you know, 15 to 30 guys that are my crew. Right. When we go to Vegas or we go to LA or we go to somewhere, we go to Whistler, we go to Penticton, they all fight over me. Over me, bro, because I don't drink. So
you're the DD.
I can drive.
Yeah, right.
So they're guaranteed that every night, that if they're in my car every night, they can drink every night. People like to party. It's okay.
It's the same like with our friend Yuji. Yuji's the same.
Yeah, Yuji. Is Yuji that guy in your group?
Yuji's that's not just why people hang out with Yuji, but it's like, it's always Yuji's coming. All right, sweet. I don't have to worry about that part.
But you know, addiction it's just real, bud. So they use this safe supply as a no, we're saving people's lives. But I've heard firsthand from many people that they actually, these people down there, is like 72-year-old woman once this last summer, and she's been on CBC. She's a big time street person. She doesn't like naloxone. She's just like, people should just die. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you talking about? People should just die. And she goes, well, think about this. Like, if you and me and Johnny over there were all doing cocaine and Johnny died in front of us and there was no such thing as naloxone, the two of us would think next time before we did drugs, because it's just the natural reality. That's dangerous. We shouldn't do that. But today, people are getting Narcan 3 times a day. And for friends that don't know about Narcan, basically what it does, it's a drug that's made in China that basically you get into your muscle, and it basically wakes you up.
In your nose. I thought that was like...
Yeah, the first ones were in a intermuscular. So it just, you come in a little kit. You see those little people have those little black kits everywhere. You open them up, you break the vial, you put the needle in, you pull it out, and then you put it in. You only got like 2 minutes to give someone one of these before they're dead. So you don't do it quick. You know, it is what it is. But now it's happened. There's a new way to Narcan someone, and that's an injection. It's a nose thing. It just, the cops use it. They have it, and it just goes up your nostrils, and it just goes. It's just like a little steroid thing. And you like, literally, there's a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I see it all the time. I mean, sometimes I wonder what's going to happen to my mental health. But there's a guy laying on the ground. He's dead. He's dead. He's like 100% dead. The cop came around the corner. The cop's like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "There's a guy right there. Do you have an Narcan?" He's like, "Yep." He opens it up. Bam! He shoots the guy in the nose. No, 15 seconds later, he just wakes. He was laying down, and within 4 seconds, he was standing straight up, and he just walked away. And I was like, whoa, that was like fucking weird. Oh my God. Clyde, did you see that? That guy just unalived him. He just came back to life. It was the most craziest thing. But while I'm sitting there looking at this guy walk away, I look through him about 10 feet away, and there's another dude dead. And the partner went over and unalived him. Like, is that the right word? Unalived him? Lived him?
No, unalive is like him.
Unalive is like ending him. Yeah. There has to be a new unalived
revive.
Revived sounds too technical. I want something special. I work with the specials. Look at Santa Claus is on my shoulder.
Okay.
I love Santa Claus. Sorry, friends. Gotta get ready for Santa Claus.
So, okay, for people to understand, I looked it up. Like, what is it like to overdose on fentanyl? What fentanyl does is it stops your body's reaction to wanting to breathe. Like, it just makes you want to stop breathing.
It shuts you down.
It shuts it down, and then you just end. It's just that. And so the Narcan, I guess what the Narcan does, I'm not sure exactly, but it detoxifies your system like in a minute, and then you come out of it and you're no longer high. So a lot of these people, they get Narcan and they're furious because they worked all day long to get that hit, and then they finally got it, and now they're sober.
Do you know where the guy was going when he got up and took off? I swear to God, he was going to find some more dope, because that's exactly what happens. You're exactly right. You're sober. You're all of a sudden you're just sober. And the reason they look like, what's that movie 28 Days Later, where like the dude gets up and he just starts walking off? Mm-hmm. It's like he's a completely new person, like he was when he was 20. There's no drugs in him at all. He has no drug effect, and he just walks off to get high. They just go back and get high, because that's their environment, and that's all the things that they've been thinking for days, months, years. They've been, some of the people down there for years doing the same thing. Years.
How do you survive for years?
Well, that's the kicker, you know. So part of what I'm going to say this, but I don't like to say it, but you know, there is a government. They do have NGOs that give out safe supply and harm medication and all this bullshit, but they also feed them and give them vitamins. So in my 2-decade career in mental health and addictions and running group homes, I came across a lot of people that had body dysphoria, eating disorder, right? So you're not eating, you're not putting enough food in your body. So I placed a client, a couple of ladies actually, in their early 20s. These were athletic women. They were in the United States. They played high level div, what is it, like div A, like they were like professional athletes, chicks. They were like really good looking women, but they had an eating disorder. So we put them in the hospital, and they were skinny by the time they got in the hospital, right? Like they looked athletic, but they were pretty skinny. The first thing that the doctors do is give them vitamins. It's the vitamin regimen. So at all of these sites, at all of these places, there's always vitamin C packs. There's always tons of vitamins. So at least the people down there are getting vitamins, and they are getting food. The government does pay for food. It's not really good food. It's jail food, if not worse than jail food, but at least it's something. But they need nourishment. I believe, it's my opinion, it's my professional opinion, that most people die there not of overdose. They actually die of malnourishment. Because if you're out partying for 5 days and you just drink cocaine for 5 days, why eat? Why drink water? And this is what happens. They just forget about eating, and everything is about the drug. So they die from malnourishment. Usually an overdose is the symptom that clicks the switch in order for them to go to the other side. But if they were nourished and they had vitamins in them, I don't think that they'd switch as quick. Switch being overdose. God, I can't believe I'm saying this stuff.
It's unreal.
People need to know what's going on, Clyde. And thank you so much for having me on the show. And absolutely. I hope people that are listening, you know, like, I don't give no advice. My mom says, here goes Andrew. My mom said, walk into a room with a smile, leave the room with a smile. You have left the smile on someone's face. And you know how many times I go downtown and people smile and they say, hey, it's Drew Coover. Hey, Drew, how you doing? It's nice to see you. You know, the drug dealers. Hey, Drew, what's up? Like, they know I'm safe because I'm not a cop, but I fucking look like a cop. I'm scary like a cop. And I don't like you.
I want to run this by you. Oh, so I've been saying this for a long time, and tell me if maybe I'm wrong-headed on this. But the idea of safe needle injection clinics, in where a lot of people get the idea from they call it the Scandinavian model. And it's like in Amsterdam, there were some churches that were, well, so in Amsterdam, there was some churches that were doing this, and they were doing this to get people out of the parks so that they could shoot up in the church, and then they could supervise them, and then they could get them off the drugs. And they made special exceptions of the law to allow for that to happen, because they were finding success rates, because the church was a private institution, and they were policing it, and they were saying like, "Hey Jim, I know you were using, get out of here, come back when you figure your shit out or whatever." Yeah, when you're ready to do it. And they would do that. But then my thought was always, they took the same model. They didn't take the same model. They just took the idea of an injection clinic, and they made it government run. And immediately the lawyers jump in. They're like, now it's a human right, and everybody needs, you can't deny people service. You can't say no, come back, Jim, when you're ready. It just becomes a free for all. Am I wrong in this, or
no, not at all? You're absolutely right. But we're dealing with a different beast today. We're not dealing with heroin. Heroin's just heroin. Like heroin, you shoot heroin, you chase the dragon, you just feel aloof a bit, like you feel a little bit better than opium. It's just you're messed up, right? And if you have that addictive personality disorder and you don't have a family or people that care about you, yeah, you're going to fall down. You're going to be on the streets. You're going to be fucked up 100%. And the models in Europe did it. It did work 100%. Portugal, it did work. But what they did, and the reason that my people out there listening, they started the safe injection site. You have to understand, it was in 1997 that this safe injection site started in Vancouver. And it was because of the AIDS epidemic. It was because of AIDS and people sharing their needle. Because before 1997, and friends, I was stabbed. I got sliced in 1996 down at Pigeon Park and died. So I know what it was like back then. And back in the mid 90s, there was needles all over the ground, everywhere on Hastings Street. And people would just like, oh, they need some drugs. So they just grab a needle off the ground, put it in, and do it. Whoa. Yeah, this is so right there. So perfect caption. That's why we started safe injection sites, and we started giving people needles, which is great. We need to give people needles. They shouldn't be putting the needle in their body that's dirty, and they shouldn't be dirty where they're putting the needle in. 100%. It's a great thing. But I got a booklet over in my office over there, and I can open up the folder, and they don't give out needles now. They give out pipes, they give out tinfoil, they give out cones, they give out all the supplies one needs to do everything except for heroin, but they give out needles too. Heck, they give you they give sex bags out, bro. They have condoms and lube, and it's just like, it's crazy the amount of NGO, non-governmental organization, charity, society, getting so much money from the government. And they're like, oh, well, we can just get more work. So we're going to start giving out more stuff. All these buildings I go down, and friends, if you're listening again, go check out my channel. You can walk through some of these SROs with me. I actually talked to people and made connections in these buildings, and actually walk through them with the person that lives there, of course. And I don't video people that don't want to be videoed, but I go through it so that people can see what's going on. At every building, at the front desk, I mean, you go downstairs, it's like, I ran out of tinfoil to smoke my blah, blah, blah. Can I get some? They give them little square boxes. I ran out of tubes, the plastic tubes, so that they give them plastic tubes, Clyde. Like, so you smoke your cracky, right?
And you verified this. You actually verified this. You know, you can't instruct people how to smoke.
No. But you have it like a cracky pipe. You have like a little pipe. It's like this. It looks like this, right? So what they do now is they give you rubber tubing. It's flex pipe, but it's just plastic, and they give you chunks of it so that you can put the flex pipe onto the pipe, so you don't burn your lips. Because you don't want to burn your lip. They give this out, Clyde. It's on my video. I mean, we can do another one.
No, I believe you. So like when we went down there, you were explaining how you can get this stuff, and you just stopped in front of a random couple that was junkied out, and you're like, hey, I just want to ask you, if you go to a place, or if you're at your what is it? The
SRO.
SRO. If you go downstairs, can you just get crack pipes and all these other things? Is that available to you? No. Oh yeah.
That was right at the beginning. And the reason I asked, now I love you, Clyde. I trust you. You and I we're fairly good friends. We've known each other for a year or so now. The reason I asked that stranger in that way was because I tell people and they don't believe me. And that's why I just told them totally off cuff, you didn't know them, I didn't know them, so that they would look at me and say, oh yeah, no problem. And then I just walked away, right? Like I didn't want to engage anymore. I just wanted
you could tell they were so out of it that they were like, it sounded like they were being asked by somebody who wants crack pipes. Like, oh yeah, if you need that, yeah, that's what you do. We do that too.
You and I with our plaid shirts look like we need some crackies. Let's go get some drugs, bro. Hey, what are you doing later? You know, how much money you got in your bank? Well, I got $1,400. Rent's on Monday. But if I start doing cracky now, it'll be Monday morning. I'll have no money left. What should I do? This is what happens when you get to the place of having no job. It's usually drugs. It's usually, unfortunately, it's meth. It's not heroin. Like you said, a heroin in Scandinavia. People don't do heroin, just lay around all day. Just you pay their bills, be manageable. But it's the speed, it's the crack, it's the ones that make you hyper. That's when you have no control. And people will start, you go out on Friday night. I'm sure people are listening right now. You go out on Friday night, you know which ones are going to the bathroom and why. And you're going home and they're not going home. They're staying up to do some Schnee, right? Some nose candy. And you can't stop that stuff. You can't stop that stuff. And you'll go 2, 3, 4 days. So this is what happened in COVID. This is exactly what happened in COVID with a lot of people that became homeless. They had a little bit of a drug problem. And then they just didn't pay their bills for 2 months. And then they didn't get any more money. And then they were just out on the street. And they were too ashamed to say anything, to phone them and say, hey, can I borrow $10K? Because I've kind of oofed up. No, they're just shame-based behavior because of addiction, and they just fall on the street. And it's Western society. It's just happening. It's Western society. We stopped going to church in World War I. We really stopped in the 70s. No one has any spiritual basis anymore. Nobody's praying. Nobody's getting on their knees and just talking to whatever it is out there.
We gave up spirituality for, I don't know what, dowsing rod and crystals and
we used to pray to like our hands, right? We prayed to our hands. We got on our knees. We prayed to our hands because you pray to your hands, and then it bounces off, right? We stopped that in World War I. Yeah, we stopped that in World War I because before World War I, 95% of Western civilization went to church. After World War I, like 60% went to church. After World War II, like 20% went. And then in the 70s, when the whole like poppy off thing went with the whole Catholic Church boys.
Yeah. Well, the 60s and the hippie movement, they really pushed people away.
A lot of people stopped because of the sexual abuse that was happening in the churches. So people really stopped. And now no one goes. But then what happened in the 70s and 80s, Clyde? What do you pray to? I got some.
Well, people, that's an interesting point. It's like
pray to the money.
Well, people don't, they have a thirst for spirituality, right? So they'll go other places with it. You have your Richard Gere's that go to Asia and become Buddhists or whatever. And then you have,
he's in a lot of trouble right now, eh?
I don't even want to know. But then you have like your California types. You have your California types that get into like crystals and dowsing rods and like bleaching their buttholes or whatever that is.
Did you just say what I thought you said?
I think I said what
when you said that, I was thinking about that Instagram or that post where the guy was like head over heels and he was looking at the sun through his butthole. I got the picture. Yeah. That's gross.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That people
this is what money does. This is what money does, bro. This is what money does.
Well, it's what affluence does, man. Like, and you know what? I'm not against affluence. I think affluence is a great thing, but just
I think you're mixed up with the word. You're mixed up with the word affluence. What does the word affluence mean?
Affluence
a higher
means,
state of being.
No. That's not what that means. Affluence is the idea of like having all your bases covered, like having you're not struggling at all. You
when there's ego attached to affluence, then you have problems, and people now get into, and I think this is the biggest thing that's happened to Western civilization. Is the biggest thing that's happened. It's the 7 deadly sins. People become lazy. They're sloth.
No, I'm laughing at this.
Yeah. I love it. That's like in Colombia, bro. You've been that's a guy or girl.
Okay, I'm gonna go into some of these super chats. I want to get this. So Jilly Beans for 2 says some people just want to watch the world burn. Yeah, it really is
so sad.
A case of that. It sucks. Light for 2 says, "Who's your guest? Great show. Thank you. It's Drew Coover." You guys gotta. I've been putting the link in the chat there. Anyone who wants to go over, head over. Make sure you subscribe while you're there. But check out the videos because it's crazy. And you're not just in Vancouver. You went to England. You're traveling around. You're doing all this other stuff. Checking out all these other places with similar situations.
I'm leaving, buddy. I'm leaving in. I'm either leaving on the 2nd or the 2nd of December. I'm going to the Parliament in British Columbia Parliament on the 1st for an interview meeting. And then we're going to go up to Mackenzie. We're going to drive, me and my cameraman. We're going to go through the Okanagan up to Williams Lake, Quesnel, Prince George, and Mackenzie over about 15 days to document what's going on in British Columbia. I want to know what's going on. I love talking to people, and you really don't know what's going on unless you're there. So you're right. I just went to England. I spent 32 days. I took my 2 boys. We traveled on the train and rented cars, and I saw the migration hotels. I saw the alcoholism. I saw the wealth. It was so amazing. Never believed, like people always say, oh, you got to go travel and see things. I'm like, well, I don't need to see anything. But now at the age of 53, I think, or somewhere around there, I love talking to people. I love asking questions. I want to know why you do this, Clyde. You know, your guests want to know why you do this. I'm not asking you right now, but what I like asking people, why is it you do what it is you do? Why are you passionate about this? And what is it about the passion that drives you to continue to do this? But people don't ask these questions in life. And I walked down this, I was walking home. So after we did our cracky pipes in the 7-Eleven today, where we come across the bridge, Granville Street Bridge, my boy and I get off the bus, we start walking down the street. There's this Asian dude and he's got a baby at 7 months old, and his baby's got like this little helmet on to shape the baby's head. And I stopped and I'm like, whoa, hey, yo, is your baby going to be a football player? I mean, I played football, right? I'm like, your baby's going to be a football player. Hey, here's a Vancouver Trojan sticker. See, like, here, friends, check this out. I'll show them. I'm going to brag, right? So says Vancouver Trojans. I'm the president of the Vancouver Trojans. Here's a card. When your kid's 6 years old, call me. I can get him into football. And he starts to laugh. He starts to laugh. And he looks at me and he goes, you're Drew Coover. My son's laughing. He's like, you're awesome. I'm like, do you watch my videos? Because, bro, I got 3,000 subscribers, but I've got like 2,200 watch hours, which is not enough to make money. I'm trying to get to that money. So watch those videos, friends. Don't just click and like. Watch the fucking shit. Excuse my language. See, I got 3,000 views on that video, but everyone watches and they leave at 3 minutes. What did I do at 3 minutes? I got to go check it out. I got to change this behavior of mine. Anyways, bro, it was the best thing in the world because every once in a while, someone will look at me and say, you're Drew Coover. And then I'm like, oh, wait a second. I'm doing the right thing. Period. Stop. Drop the mic. Boom. I'm just doing the right thing. I'm asking. I said, so the first question I had for him is, so if you don't watch my videos, why? And he goes, no. What you do is you ask people questions on the street and you capture them when they're least expected, the questions. I'm like, oh, well, that's good. Thank you so much for that feedback. I'm going to remember that, put that in the box. So when I go out, I'm going to look at people and think, what is the question that I need to ask this person?
Wow.
Bro, we have to start living, man. Our society is falling apart, bro. We need to start living. Activate your friends, my friends. Activate your people. Get out. Go to coffee shops. Go to the park and talk to people beside you at the bench. Go sit at the bench where someone's there. Just go talk to them. You'll never know what you're going to learn. Just be careful. He might be Vancouver. You may not be able to talk.
All right, we got Mr. Roscoe Pico for $27.99. Thank you so much, man. Wow,
taking me out for coffee, boss man.
I am. I'm taking you out for lunch.
What is he saying here, boss?
He says I sold pot at Canby Hastings. We were just there.
Yeah.
Street Victory Square for a few years when I was on the street. When I was on the street, Fent came out.
3 people are dying.
And you couldn't have a smoke without 3 people dying. Real estate is all owned by where the Fent comes from. That's crazy.
Yeah, and Mr. Roscoe Pico, thanks for bringing this up, right? Like I've got a lifetime ban from the Canby pub, a lifetime ban from when I was being a shithead gangster back.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. We were talking about. We were right around the corner from there.
Right, we were talking.
I've stayed at that hostel before.
Michael Bublé used to live there.
Dude, we used to go there and we would hang out and we would always get the glasses with the dimples in them,
the mugs with the dimples.
The mugs, yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why I'm a lifetime ban.
Oh, you smashed one of those?
I smashed the doorman. He was trying to act tough and big, bro. Don't try to act tough and big around someone that's got bigger coolions than you. Just period.
Okay, whatever. But so I've spent time there, not a ton of time, but I do recall it being there, and I remember. And we're talking about 20 years ago, right? I was a kid. I was. That's
when Molson Special Dry was around.
Well, I was. Yes.
That was like my last beer I used to drink 29 years ago. That was my favorite beer, Molson Special Dry.
But yeah, like 20 years ago, I'd go to that area, hang out with my friends, and because I wasn't in Vancouver, I would stay at the Canby.
And it was a fantastic place.
Dude, it was a couple of bucks a night. It was crazy. It was super cheap. And then I just remember, Cracktown being right there, Hastings. But at the time, it was heroin and stuff, and it was just like, there could have been some crime, but it wasn't like what it is today.
Roscoe Pico, just so you know, I know he said he was moving some Mary Jane down there, like at the Victory Square, some places. Just so anybody knows that if you're old and you're listeing, you're like me.
Will you explain the story to him? I'll be right back. I gotta go. I've been on.
Leave me here all myself. Are you?
Yeah. Just don't make me regret it.
Don't make me regret it. All right, friends. I'm talking to strange people in nowhere land. This is strange. I'm talking to a camera, and I know there's people out there. Anyways, Roscoe, back in Canby at the Victory Square, unbelievable. David Lee Roth was actually, like, people don't believe this stuff when I tell them. David Lee Roth was arrested for buying a dime bag of marijuana at the square, at like Pigeon Park, where if I go at Pigeon Park today, my friends, if I walk past there, there's 2 corners of Hastings that I don't go alone. And if I do go, my eyes are everywhere. It's Pigeon Park, because that's where all the Honduran drug dealers are. And then up at Main and Hastings, right at the this is really strange. Do I have another story for you? A couple of weeks ago, a gentleman by the name of Christmas List. A lot of times I get these big YouTubers, these like 8 million people subscribing. When they come to Vancouver, I usually get the call and I bring them through. There's a gentleman, and you can check his channel, Christmas List. He recently went across Canada. He did this cross Canada tour. Now he lives in Toronto, and that's one of the reasons I went to Toronto, to visit him and to do some YouTubing. He traveled from Hamilton, Ontario, and he went from Hamilton to Toronto, to Oshawa, to Thunder Bay, to Winnipeg, to Edmonton, to Banff. Banff was the only nice city he went to Vancouver. And he came here to document what's going on in our great country, Canada, which really it's not great anymore, buddy. It's not great anymore.
No,
I'm older,
it
bro.
isn't.
Like I'm a couple years older than you, Clyde, and I've got
Yeah.
a lot of friends with a lot of different age in a lot of different age categories. And I find my friends that are in their 30s, 40s, they're just like, this place, I want to get out of here. I got to get out of here. And I'm really grateful for what you've told me about what you're doing. I think it's amazing. Friends, I'm leaving too. That's just the facts. My son's 18, my other boy's 20. They want nothing to do with this place anymore. There's no future for them, as they say. I mean, I got future. I'll be fine anywhere I go just because of the person I am. But they want to get out of here. So we're out. We went to Europe. I did the Europe trip with them. Now we're going to go down to the U.S. We're going to go down to Texas, hang out with Clyde, bounce over to Florida with some of my buddies from the NFL, go up to North Carolina, and then back over 2 months next summer. And they're going to pick their spot.
Hopefully, I got a studio set up by then, like where we can have like a round table. I'd love to have you in for more discussions. Like
we will. Well, there's going to be much more future for us, Clyde. It's a good thing. Life is good, and there's a lot of good things coming for a lot of people out there. It is just what we have to be optimistic, even in times that are very cloudy. I'm not going to say dark. They're just cloudy.
There's always a way.
Well, for us, Clyde, maybe it's a little easier, maybe for people like us that can get out of the country, that have an opportunity to. We have some sort of trade. We're not afraid to like pick up and bounce. You know, we've done it maybe before in our life, so there's no hesitation. We know.
I still say, like when I was 8 years old, my family moved. Moved. We moved from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario,
you told me,
all the way to Windsor, Ontario. So people don't know the geography. It's like it's a Michigan away. Right?
Same white people, just different religion.
No.
You got the Wapos, you got the Hungarians, you got the English, you got the Australian settlers, all the white settlers in one city. That's how it is back there, bro.
So, Sault Ste. Marie was it was a small town, just above Michigan, and Windsor was southwestern Ontario, below Michigan, or just south of Michigan. And totally changed my world. But what it did, though, was it instilled this idea in my mind that if things aren't working out and you gotta, and you want something better in life, just pick up.
I'm psychoanalyzing you right now. So
just pick up, though. Like there are other places where things are happening. My dad has had to do this over the course of our family time. Like there have been hard times, in the 80s and stuff like that, where sometimes he would pick up and he'd move to another town and then he'd come back and visit us every so often, because he would have to live in another town because just for work, and he didn't want to pull everybody out of school. And then there was other times where it's just like, it's too, work is too far away. We gotta ship the whole family off. And that's the thing.
It's interesting, right? It's interesting.
But in my mind, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. At the time, it was terrible. But
I don't know. You have to think. Think of the exact opposite. That now you're 42 years old. It doesn't matter what sex you are. You're a man or a woman, not anyone else, but you're a man or a woman. You're 42 years old.
Is that a cis man or woman?
Cis. I don't even know what that means. I'm that old. What does a cis mean? A cis means like you're a sissy. That's what I thought it meant.
No, it just means normal. It just means normal. It's what stupid.
So they came up with a normal word for a man.
Yeah.
Okay. So what if you're like me, like a real man? Are there cis men and then real men?
No. So there's
a lot of weird men out there.
They're not really language. It's a stupid language thing. So I was joking. I would never call somebody a cis man.
No, bro. I didn't.
It just means normal. It just means normal. No. What it is like trans.
I'm not normal,
people.
Man. I'm a man.
You got me there.
Sorry,
but
bro. We are not normal men.
It's stupid woke language. I'm dropping it right now.
Okay, thank you. Enough of that shit. Friends, trust me, you'll never have to listen to this shit out of Clyde's mouth again. We've taken the cis out of Clyde. You gotta put that on a short and roll with it.
Or that's gonna be on the second channel, ladies and gents.
That was pretty funny. No, so So you're 42, right? Going back, sorry, friends, I do have a clear mind. You're 42. You're 40. Well, okay, you're 43. You're a man. You're a woman. It don't fucking matter. You grew up in a good house with mom and dad. You went to college. You went to university. You've got a degree. You've had a regular job, maybe 2 or 3 jobs, but same career. You're 42 years old. I'm sorry, you're not leaving Canada. You're too afraid. But if you haven't had the opportunities where maybe there were some challenges or some regular things in life that happened when you were a kid and you're not strong enough to go, I can do this. I'm going to move. They're not moving, bro. That's why I bought it, Clyde. It's hard to get people to understand that I'm moving. They're like, how are you going to move? Like, you're stable, bro. You live on the west side of Vancouver. You're like, your life is good. Like, yeah, my life is great, but this shithole is a shithole. I can't go downtown Vancouver anymore without watching someone go to the other side because the government feels like it's important. I always end it with here, like with addiction. I'm like, well, people always explain, can you explain what's going on downtown with the government and the people and why they're giving this drug out? I'm like, okay, so you got a husband, you got a mom and dad, you're like 15 years old. Your mom's beating your dad up every night. She's like, she's a drunk. She's an alcoholic. You can't call a woman a drunk, but she's a drunk. She's beating your dad up every night. No one's going to tell nobody. So every morning, what do you do after she beat him up? Do you give her another Mickey, a Crown Royal? Because that's what the government's doing. It's just giving you we're going to hide the problem. Just give them some more drugs. And this is what they're doing because they don't want to deal with the problem. And everything in the narrative, the CBC and all the mainstream people, they all just promote safe supply. We're saving lives. Clyde, we're not saving lives. I'm sorry, we're not saving lives. We're destroying lives and we're ruining our country. And I'm grateful to people like you. I'm not grifting. I know what that word means. I'm not grifting, bro. But like people like Clyde, people like me, I've had dozens of people, maybe 140 people work for me in my life, in my career. I help people level up, help people level up, help people move, help people get better.
Well, the evidence is clear, man. Like if this was working, it wouldn't be accumulating. The problem wouldn't be getting worse. Like if it was working, people would be getting off of the drugs and getting off of all of out of this, off of the street, out of this criminality, this kind of thing. And the whole grifting thing, I just want to address this because like people who call others grifters are people who are afraid of putting the effort into doing the thing that it takes to be successful. And 100%. So it's a cope on themselves because they don't want to admit that they don't have the initiative to just get off their ass and do what it is that needs to be done to be successful. So they just want to offload the blame onto other people and say they did it because of malintention or some other bullshit. And that's where the term grift comes from.
What happened to you? You're a pretty smart guy, bro. That was some deep thought there.
What happened?
What happened to you? That was some pretty deep thought. Normal mechanics that are just like regular dudes don't have that depth and clarity, bro. That was what you just said.
Perhaps they do, man. Perhaps they do. It's just like a lot of times people are pigeonholed. They're told like this is what you're supposed to be. This is your role in society. And you'd be surprised, man. Like if you just sat down and had a conversation with some people and you'd realize like people have depth to them. Yeah, I'm sure they're the NPC kind of characters, but like,
unfortunately, I'm hanging out on the wrong streets trying to get depth out of the wrong people. So, how are you feeling today? I just lost my arm. It's okay, Clyde. So, listen, I was with our friend Alex Zoltan yesterday at the courthouse at downtown Vancouver. And there's these two people. I want to talk about this really quickly because I think this is really important. If you're listening, if you're watching, because you want to hear what I have to say, listen to this. This is how fucked up our government is, Clyde. And it just blew me away yesterday because I was talking to a guy I think he's 32. He's got a PhD. He's in court right now. He's being charged.
For him at 32, PhD.
Yeah, he's not only that, bro. He's being charged with like dealing, trafficking cocaine and heroin. bro. Yeah, him and his buddy. Well, his buddy's a trans person.
Is this the thing you were telling me about yesterday?
Yeah, like these people, like these two people. So there's a guy, I can't remember his name, God bless, but whatever. I don't want to prop them up, so I'm not going to, because they're drug dealers at the end of the day. But this guy's brother is a drug addict, and he's down on Main and Hastings, and his brother won't stop, and he can't stop. So he figures out, he's like, I got to give my brother drugs. I got to give him clean supply, otherwise he's going to die. So this guy figured out how to find a friend that's a trans person that's like doing a math and like just a math, but this trans person's also got 2 master's degrees. It's not a smart person. So 2 smart people, they figure out how to write a contract and a grant with the provincial government of BC. They get $200,000. The government gives them $200,000. Well, why do you want $200,000? Well, we want to buy some cocaine, some heroin. And the government says, sure, no problem. We'll give you $200,000. No problem. Here's $200,000. Fuck, am I doing the wrong job, bro? I got Santa Claus on my neck, bro. I'm living high on the hog here. And these guys are writing contracts, getting $200,000 given to them by our provincial government. And then they go out on the black market and they buy cocaine and heroin, $200,000 worth. And then they, what? Well, they get UBC, SFU, and UVic, so that's University of British Columbia, Simon Fraser University, and University of Victoria, to test the drugs to make sure they're good before they sell them on the street on Main and Hastings. So they start selling the drugs on the street. And it's, they're actually doing surveys. They're like, give the drugs to people, and people aren't dying. Because, well, it's clean drugs, and they're probably also selling it to the people that they know, their buddies, right? The people aren't dying.
But $200,000 worth, you're not selling it just to your buddies, man.
So someone decided they've had enough, so they arrested them, and now they're going to go to jail. Now, Clyde, just like, this is how backwards our government is. The government's going to arrest these people and put them in jail because why?
They're actually going to go to jail? Like,
they're getting jail. They should get jail time, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nobody else is getting jail.
Well, I know, but because they worked with the government, and the government needs to make sure that they're bad. It's like it's a 3
Wait, what about the guys who embezzled like a $500 million in Ottawa? They worked with the government. They're not going to jail.
When I listened to this case, yes, I listened to the case. I was in the court.
That's got me more curious than anything else.
I was listening to it on the thingamajigger because I'm now an investigative journalist. I got some credentials. I get to listen to some court shit. It's really
get
cool.
The badge. You like show up at places.
I get the little piece of paper. Here's my micro card, my micro SD. Can I get in? So they give me an email. I get in. I listen to this shit. Right? I'm going like, what? Like this can't be real. This is a movie. I'm gonna phone my buddy down in Texas because he's buying my story. He just bought my other buddy's story, and I'm gonna sell this story. I get to the courtroom. I have to go to the court and meet this guy. So I went to the court and I gave him a big hug and I said, they've got the wrong people in jail. And he looked at me and he laughed. And I said, I know you're not allowed to say anything because I understand what's going on, but it's E.B. and Henry and Bonnie that they should be the ones getting charged, not you. You're the one that figured out how to get $200K. Can I give you $10K to teach me how to get 200? Because I can really use 200. And he just started laughing his face off. And Alex is sitting there going like, holy fuck, that was funny. And of course, Alex is like, God bless Alex. I love him. It's just, this is our government, bro.
Well, just for everybody to know, we got those new shirts on the store.
We are the media, bro.
We are the media now. Anyone with a cell phone is the media.
I'm gonna go buy one of these shirts.
Yeah, you can wear that out on.
I'm gonna buy one, bro. Yeah,
that's
I
awesome,
always wear my
man.
Iron Maiden Run to the Hill shirts, but I'm gonna buy that one. If you haven't bought this one, media. Buy it.
Absolutely.
It's an interesting world, bro. Like I love life, and people need to love life too. Like I said, bro, like we started this conversation, Clyde. People are pitted against one another, and we need to figure out how to take the pits out and get linked back.
Stop blaming each other.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of psychology there that.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if so.
I'm not a psychologist, but I actually have employ 3. I have 3 on call.
I don't know if you caught one of the posts that I put out just the other day.
I don't grift you, bro. But yeah, no, I watch your stuff all the time, bro. I appreciate you. So anybody that's listening, I know all these. Anybody that's listening, I know all these guys. I know all of them, except for that big guy with the bald hair back east. I know Jess. I know all you guys.
The bald hair back. I don't know.
Poopy pants, plebby pants. Plebby, poopy pants.
Poopy pants. He's not gonna like that.
I'm gonna drink tequila, or was it vodka? We're gonna win.
No, I didn't see that.
God bless. You know, I haven't been able. I actually feel bad right now because I actually don't talk about. I don't talk shit about people unless I've already told them to their face. So pleb, if you're hating me, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Give me a call. I'll let you know what I think. But you watch these guys, watch these Clydes and watch these guys. And then you guys went through your little breakups there last year. It was quite interesting. And then you see, but there was some distension with all the YouTubers and the media guys. And all these people watch this and you put it on, you watch them, people commenting and stuff. I've really appreciated you, Clyde, because you keep unbiased and you keep directed, focused down the middle. You don't side here or there.
I'm not 100%, but I try my best.
Yeah, that's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. So anyways, you put a post up a couple of days ago.
I put a post up because there was a bunch of people attacking me, as I got into in the beginning. It was a bunch of the racist people in Canada.
What's up with this? What's up with this?
I think it's a federal operation, and I'm actually gonna come out with some information that I have, because I have some whistleblowers from within this organization that have come forward to me, and they're saying like, yeah, no, these guys have contacts with CSIS, and what
are they saying about you? Is it online?
Oh, they're saying that I'm not racist, so that's a bad thing. It's crazy. That's such a crazy thing, right? Like,
you're not racist, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah, and then I get the attacks like you're a race mixer and you're this and that and whatever. So
you're Canadian, right? You're Canadian. I've known you
dual citizen. I'm dual citizen, Canadian American.
Yeah, you're an East Van kind of Canadian.
I grew up in Ontario.
You're an East Side Ontario guy. You're not from Toronto, right? You're from outside of Toronto.
My early years was in Sault Ste. Marie, and then
you're a young guy. I
never really mixed with the Southern Ontario vibe. I never really did, and that's why
you're just a real go. You're just a Canadian, bro. Like just a Canadian.
Yeah, sure. So, but the big thing was like people were saying like, people. You're not manly enough. You're not manly. Look at us. We got muscles and we got all this stuff. So I put it's funny. Like you laugh because you're a big dude and you've never had to like nobody's ever challenged you on your manliness.
Someone called me a racist once. Oh, it's in football. So I run community football in Vancouver. I've volunteered for 20 years. My son just graduated from the prestige football club team in Canada and blah, 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 blah. And I get called a racist because I said some shit about some music that had the B word in it and the N word in every third word. And I got up at this party and I'm like, B, 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 N, N, N. What the? I can stop listening to this shit music. I walked away and the guys called me a racist. You know what was the funniest thing? Because there was actually a little group of dudes that called me the racist. And they were guys that were from Texas and they were definitely black. They weren't like light-skinned brothers. They were black. They were definitely dark, like black dudes. So these guys called me racist and it got online. It got on Facebook. It was like 2012.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So there's a football tournament the following day. So guess what happened? My friends showed up. Orville Lee, who played in the NFL, David Benefield, who played in the NFL, William Loftus, who played 11 years in CFL, Corey Philpott, who is like the #1 running back in like NCAA. So all these black guys showed up to pick a fight with the 3 other black guys that called me a racist.
Oh, no shit.
Boom. I got boom. Bro, I got it. I'm not a racist.
That's hilarious.
Bro, it's just people are stupid. They just want to say shit like it's like poo-poo out of their mouth.
So a lot of this is fueled by this recent, mass immigration that's been happening in Canada. And so here's the story. Like, mass immigration is a bad thing, and and I've had many people come on the channel to talk about it. And some of the most successful chats I've had with a gentleman by the name of Darshan Maharaja, a Canadian guy.
Yes, yeah,
I like fantastic dude.
I don't know him, but I like what he says.
The most eye-opening chat, right? Like it wasn't just bitching about it. It was like, here's what's wrong, here's what's happening, and here are the solutions. Here's how we can get ourselves out of this. And that's great. But what it does is like, it seeds a lot of like hatred between groups. And then add to that the fact that right now there's a lot of people talking about immigration and the mass immigration that's happening in Canada, and wanting it to be a mainstream thing. And so because it's becoming mainstream, there's a concerted effort. I believe there's a concerted effort to make it taboo again. And in order to make it taboo, all you need to have is these crazy groups of crazies that go around saying the most ultimately like really crazy stuff, and then associate anything that's talking about mass immigration to them. And then all of a sudden it's taboo again. You're not allowed to talk about it. It goes away. Right. And the media gets to just label people that.
Yeah.
So I think that these groups are doing that. So I started pointing that out, and immediately I got attacked. Right. So it's like, okay.
So you knew you were giving energy to that, and that was happening. So you kind of understand that's probably what's really going on.
Oh, absolutely. And then what the craziest thing though is, because I did that, people started reaching out to me and saying,
yeah.
Oh, guess what? I'm an insider. I know what's going on in the organization. It's gone completely radical. And I know that there are members in the top brass of this organization that are actually on the like speed dial with CSIS agents that okay their posts on social media.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not freaking shitting you, dude.
That was a really Canadian thing to say, eh? Are you shitting me?
No, I am not shitting you. But why would this blow your mind? Like, take this into consideration. Take this into consideration.
It doesn't blow my mind. What blows my mind is that I'm actually hearing something that I can actually believe is true, because there's been so much that's just so crazy the past few years. CSIS doesn't change. And something like that message you just said, this is true. I don't know if it's true or not, because I'm not there, but I believe you. I trust in what you're saying. I can trust people are sending you that message, and that is happening that way because you're a pretty smart guy.
And I was able to confirm that this person is where he says he is. And it's all legit. It's all legit. But get this. So I posted on Twitter saying, you know what? Like, history doesn't repeat. It's that our government is unoriginal. And this is let me explain this. Because back in the 1980s, there was an organization in Canada called the Heritage Front. Yeah. They were the number one white supremacist organization in Canada. They ended up being labeled a terrorist organization. But what was their purpose? Now, there could be argumentation on what their purpose was, but how did their origin start? There was a guy who was you say informant, but he was an agent with CSIS that was tasked with getting together with these guys that were known racists and keep an eye on them. Later, his mission changed, or this is where it's like gray area. What actually happened? He became the founder of this organization. He became one of the founders. Grant Bristow, I think his name was, and he was
insane.
He was a CSIS agent, a government agent from a bureaucracy that's run amok. They do what they want. They're only answerable.
They have no ties with nobody, bro.
The Privy Council. That's the only thing that they answer to. Right?
They don't even answer to them.
So he organizes this organization of racists, puts it together, and makes the Heritage Front. Well, what was their main tasks in the beginning? It was to go around. No, it was to get close with the conservative leaning party and be the security detail so that they could get close and basically make the conservative party look bad by being closely related with these known white supremacists, right? How crazy is that, right? Again, history
it's a whole other
itself.
Level. It's a whole other level.
It gets crazier. they ended up getting like, because they felt invincible because there was the CSIS organization behind them, and the National Intelligence Organization was behind them. They felt invincible, like they could do whatever they want. They were ordering hits, and it was finally there were some reporters that started reporting on what it was that they were doing, and that mixed with one of the young girls, Eliza Hattigan, who was part of the organization from a young age, indoctrinated into the group, was turned against them, and she wore a wiretap in when they were organizing, they were conspiring to murder some people, and she got that on tape, and the RCMP came in and arrested the guy. Then CSIS wanted to whitewash the whole thing and get everything out of there, and now it's muddy. Now the whole thing's muddy. Now fast forward
to today, we have this group of guys who get all kind of like radical and riley. By the way, that Grant Bristow guy was former Canadian Armed Forces. Yeah. It's SOS. Yeah, like a big time.
Just Canadian Armed Forces. I don't know much about it, what his career was in that. But again, fast forward, and you end up with another organization that makes up this whole thing, and they seem to always want to go towards the conservative politicians, get close to them, take photos with them, make those people look bad. And then next thing you know, they form a militant group, and they're out there taking pictures and making sure that they get on the media to make
that's
talking about immigration taboo.
Why is this happening? It's very strange.
Well, it's crazy because then I get approached by people in the organization. Yeah, no, they actually have contacts with CSIS. And this was after it really dawned on my contact after Lauren Southern came forward with her story.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you know Lauren.
Yeah, I do.
I
know this story a little bit. I know enough to link it.
She got caught up in this honey trap with Tenant Media, and it was a honey trap to go after.
Where is she now? Is she working?
I don't know. I'm not sure where she is. She says she has a job. She doesn't want to disclose her location. I'm not going to even hint at that.
Yeah. I'm not asking. I'm just she's not our media anymore.
No, she's not in media anymore.
Yeah,
but she did do a video a few weeks back where she came out and talked about how CSIS had threatened her. Yeah. Threatened her livelihood, threatened her security with her children and making it house, right? That's correct. Not once, but repeatedly. So she decided she was going to record these moments with this person, and he was trying to recruit her so that she would be an agent provocateur on anyone else in these areas. Man, this is how this operates. It is deep, unbelievable.
There's
what's
maps,
actually happening right now.
There's maps. There's plays at work that there's plays underneath plays underneath plays. And when I'm talking about a game, and there's probably, I've seen 3 levels, maybe 5 levels of play. I've had the opportunities to have been put in some very serious situations with some very serious people. So I'm about 3 to 5 levels of play. But what you just expressed talks about a script that was written sometime a long time ago. And all those games are still being played, even when you think they've gone rogue, like they disappeared for 10 or 15 or 20 years, and things pop up and you're going, oh, wait a second, that group over there is presenting a pattern. And I'm calling it a conspiracy theorist. God bless, I am. They're usually right when they're, unless they're mentally psychotic, and I'm not that. But you see these patterns in people and you kind of go, is that what that reminds me of something? And if you're a level person, you kind of go, hey, wait a second, that's from that time. And that's what I love about being my age, because I'm not super old, but I'm only in my mid 50s. But there is a long time, Clyde. There is probably a good 10 years. Like I was a single father. My son's mother, we had some situation with a situation, and I became a full-time dad. And from my son's like 4th month to his 13th year, 14th year, I was a full-time father, like full-time. And I was like, I ran my company. I had like dozens of people work for me, and I had dozens of people work for me, so I could just be there for my son. And that's all I did. And there was a good decade there that I just sort of disappeared.
Oh, the personal financial hit that you take from just having to hire that many people. I get it. Like,
I mean, no, bro. It's about making more money. It's just about making.
No, I get that, but when you take yourself out of it, you're making less because you're paying more.
Yeah, I actually, I kind of figured it this way. I just made more. I made bigger contracts, so the amount that I lost was less than I made more because my company went so much bigger.
Okay, fair enough.
See what I mean? Like I leveled right.
You played it really smart. Anyway, I really want to point this out. So this was something that I posted just today. It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Almost nothing is original in Canada. So many things are just a ripoff from somewhere else, usually America, even when the feds go out dressed as white supremacists. And I wanted to point this out. No, I wanted to point this out because it's so stark. I didn't get into the details Let's get into the details. So the details are you got guys in masks that obviously people are like, yeah, those are feds, like whatever. But look at the symbology. What is it? It's guys in uniform, angry young men, trying to be like militaristic in some sort of way.
But they're 30 or 40, so they're young enough.
Yeah, youngish, young enough. And then what's the symbology that they both use? It's the old American flag. So it's the 13 the original 13, right? In the Union there. And then on the other side, they use the ensign. So the ensign is their call because it's the old flag. It's not the new flag. We want to go back to the old, and this is like their whole shtick.
Strange, eh?
And it's just ripoffs. It's just ripoffs, and that's why I said, like, yeah, it's not that history repeats. It's just that our government's unoriginal.
It's a book, bro. There's a textbook somewhere, and it's all diagnosed. There's a medical plan for exactly what we're going through. We've seen this before, like this thing why you brought me on about this whole fentanyl and addiction thing. This is the same book, just in a different decade. You know,
opium wars.
People always say, well, what's up with that? Not the naloxone. What is it? Like the drink they drink? Methadone. Well, methadone, just give the methadone. I was like, do you know when methadone started? They're like, oh no. And I'm like, oh, that's like Nixon man bad. They're like, what? I'm like, well, methadone was introduced in 1972 for the Vietnam vets that came back from opium fields. That's when methadone started, and they were just going to use it for a simple procedure to get people off heroin. But then the government realized, oh shit, we can make money from that. And that's when all of this harm reduction, this is when all of this started. You know, I went to school for psychology. I gone to university. I did my shit. I don't talk about my little pieces of paper on the wall, but I know some things.
Yeah.
And then I learned some things in books. They mean nothing except for the manuals. The manuals never change. It just changes time. It just changes decades. You know, it's the same shit going on now. Like, my kid's autistic. I adopted this wonderful kid, bro. Clyde, you've met him, Newton. Is this amazing kid, just brilliant. And we're talking about like my son, my sister who's mentally disabled, and she's got an IQ of like 68, right? She's married to a guy that's got an IQ of 66. If anybody doesn't know what that means, she doesn't comb her hair very well. But she knows how to burn a good chicken in the oven or the microwave. Burn a chicken in the microwave. It's really real. But Newton says to me, he's like, do you know what they would have done to her in 2 years before they went into Poland? I'm like, what? She goes, oh, that's when they took all the handicapped people and all the trannies and put them into the hospital. And I'm like, what? And so this boy, this adopted, he's a history professor. He could teach fucking 8th year. Like he could teach like history compared to like nobody's business. So he starts telling me about how the first person that was doing transgender surgeries was in like 1932, and it was like a Jewish guy from Germany, and that was when the first book burning happened, and they sent him, he left Germany, went to the US, and then they burnt all the books, and then they put all the rest of the people into the hospital, and they put all the handicapped people in the hospital, and those were the first people that got whatever happened over there happened, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm going,
undesirables.
I'm like, Newton, shut the fuck up! Like, you're telling me his story, bro. He goes, no, it's real. I'm like, oh shit, he's autistic. I got to look into it, and I'm like, oh wait a second, Clyde, what are we just talking about? Same script, different decade.
Sure is.
Just happened. It just happened, bro. It just like,
sure is.
We just got to learn how to like those little things we used to build when we were kid, little telescopes, so we can see differently. Just we got to be able to see over the clouds, bro. Because and we got to level people up beside you, around you. Support the people around you that give you the most love, and make your life a bit easier.
Let's get into a couple more of these. We got Jilly Beans for 2 says addicts are chasing the dragon.
You know what the dragon is, right?
Yeah, the dragon's like the thing that you get when you get your first high, and then you get to ride the dragon or whatever. Isn't that what that is?
It's chasing the dragon means when you put the drug onto the tinfoil, and then you light the tinfoil up, then the drug turns into smoke, and it goes woof, 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 woof. And then you take a straw and you like try to chase the dragon, the smoke.
Oh, that's where that came from.
Yeah, I think so. It could came from somewhere.
Chasing the dragon was like you get to a high, but then the high's never as good as the first time. So you're always chasing that dragon, and you'll never catch it.
I was never a heroin guy, bro. but I think that's why.
Neither was I. I mean, I have my beers on the weekend, but
I got my water. I got Santa Claus and I got my water. But
so Roscoe Pico for $6.99 says, I watched the government fill the street to reduce mental health costs. So many kids didn't make it out. It's sad.
Kids, bro, you don't even want to go there with me. Foster parent for 21 years and that little 13-year-old.
Hold on. You explain this one, because again, I broke the seal, and I'll be right back. I'm just gonna do this.
You're not gonna do this again, are you?
I am gonna do this. I'm going to tell you
my story about. I'm going to tell you, my friends, about becoming a foster parent. So when I changed my life, something happened bad. I went in the hospital. I came out. I'm like, okay, I'm a changed person. So I went and played some football. I went down to the States. I wanted to be a pro athlete. I'm going to be a Ben and X Jerry Rice, but white. And then I broke my back. But then I was working with kids in foster care, and I was supporting them. I was going to the youth pen and talking to them and listening to them and helping them level up. And I just had a huge interview last night. My first podcast last night, actually, with my first 4 foster kids. We didn't have it live, but it's recorded, and I'm going through it now. But I had my first 4 of 5 foster kids from 2001 to 2007, and they're blown away with the information I give them. Back then, Clyde, there was 3 youth penitentiaries in British Columbia, one in Prince George, one in Victoria, one in Vancouver. Now, it's like 600 beds for 600 beds. Right. So that's from let's just say from 1980 to 2019, let's just go right to COVID 2000. How many kids utilize those beds? Was it like 70% full, 50% full? Is there like 500 kids in the province in jail from the ages from 12 to 18?
I don't know, because like it could have been overflowing.
What's their
couldn't fill it.
What's the population of BC?
At the time, I don't know.
Was it like, say, 3 million? So if there's 3 million people in the population, and between the ages of 12 and 18 of the kids that are bad, how many went to jail? So, and if there's only 600 beds, so there's only room for 600 kids in jail in BC, how many kids were in there? Just take a wild guess. Just throw a number out, Clyde.
Oh, I'd say like 85% capacity.
Yeah, it's always about 70%. Anywhere from 65 to 85% capacity.
Oh, okay. So that's a good guess.
You're about it, but that's a script.
High side guess.
That's a script, right? That's how they build them. They build them to have that many. right? They build the beds. There's that many beds. Now we're going to fill it up this much, then we're going to leave it. Just like when you go to the hotel, when you go to Whistler at the Hilton and you stay at the Hilton and they say they're sold out, they're never sold out. They always have 10% of the beds always open, right? Just the way the textbook works. Today in 2022, with all the chaos that's going on in the streets, and if there's 600 beds, or there was in 2019, how many children, teenager boys, usually some girls, that are little criminal FNFers, I call them FNFers because that stands for fucking fuckers, the little guys that are really bad. All the social workers like, oh, here comes Mr. FNFer. So they all knew me in the business. How many kids do you think are incarcerated today in British Columbia?
Less.
Yes. I'm just going to tell you. I'm not even going to keep the suspense. 21.
Yeah. What?
21 children in prison right now. Maybe 21. That number that might be 19. It might be 23, but there's 21 kids on Tuesday. 21 kids. That's it.
So the population has increased. The crime level has gone up.
Oh, skyrocketed. The crime rate has skyrocketed.
The population has skyrocketed. The crime has skyrocketed, and the incarceration rate has
dropped,
leveled, or floored right out.
I have family that works in corrections and adult corrections.
How bad do you have to be one of the 21?
M.
What does M mean?
Murder. It's only people that take it now. Murder, or you basically went to jail. You're being charged for murder 1 or 2. You're going in.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it now. They don't put kids in jail. Now, when I talked to my 4 kids, I was talking to your viewers just before wherever you were at.
When
I had wherever you were, I had you beamed up to the spaceship. You came back down. I had 4 of my kids. I did my first podcast, but it was like taped last night with my first 4 or 5 kids of foster care back. I've known them for they're 40 years old. They're my foster kids. I told them this, and then I asked them questions like, well, now there's 2 prisons actually closed. They've only have 1 open now. That's in Vancouver. The one in Prince George is closed. The one in Victoria is closed, but they're not putting kids in jail. Now, here's the kicker. So when kids went to jail, you get all the supports. So they'd get a foster parent, they get a one-to-one worker, they get a drug and alcohol counselor, they get all these supports, right? And now they're not. They're not getting these forced. So for instance, this kid, his name's Jacoby, okay? So his name's Jacoby. If you're listening, sorry, I used your name. But he's a kid that's he actually spent some serious time as an adult in jail. He was a different level kid. He loved, he went to jail. When he went to jail, he knew he got a timeout, a break away from all the street shit. And Andrew would come in and hang out with him and play chess and talk about what we're going to do when we get out. Right. So jail's an opportunity for kids. And people say, oh, you're so mean, Andrew. You're going to put kids in jail. I'm like, well, when they don't have moms, they don't have dads, and they're just hanging out with the criminal element, this is a positive thing for people. Right, just like adult jail, it's a positive thing. You have to look at it as a positive thing, because
it can be, or adult jails like incarceration facilities can be, take people who are petty crime people, put them in a situation where they're with seasoned criminals, and then they learn the craft, right? You don't want that either.
No, I've been, it's 100%. You just don't want to be in a jail. But unfortunately, if you have no place on the outside and you're homeless, drug addicts, blah, 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 all the shit that's going on right now, they need to incarcerate these people that are on the street being violent.
I don't disagree with you.
They just need to incarcerate them. The people need help. And it's to that point now that Mr. Andrew Brom is saying, we need to put these fuckers in jail.
Sorry, who's Andrew Brom?
That's me.
Oh, okay.
I use my last name, but if you find my YouTube channel, you'll find my last name, because my website and everything's on there. I like when my friends say, oh, Andrew's a YouTuber. Oh, this is my friend. He works with drug and all. I'm actually a rostered mediator and negotiator. So when shit's happening, people call me, bad stuff's happening, and communities, I get a call to like go and negotiate things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do for a living. And then I do the street talks on the side. But I hone my craft.
Well, we all do this, right? Like I'm an auto mechanic. I fix cars all day, and then I come home and I do this.
I couldn't believe when I first learned you were a mechanic. I couldn't believe like this.
I'm the right height, dude. Like 5'9" is perfect.
You're the right shortness.
Yeah, like any taller, and like you got to crimp your neck to like work under cars. Like I'm the perfect height.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Well, I've never.
Hoist only ever goes so high.
How high does the hoist go? You can get the hoist up if I wanted to be a mechanic.
No, like the hoist arms only go about like
7 feet or 6 feet.
No, like 5'11".
Oh wow!
Yeah,
but wait a second. There's a script
where they designed that. The
way?
Arms that go up, and then it sits about like 6 feet off the ground.
Okay.
So if you're over 6 feet, you're doing this under the car, or you have your legs all sprawled out. It sucks, man. It sucks for tall people.
I couldn't be a mechanic, bro. I don't know how you do it.
Because I'm short. I'm not short.
The whole reason I'm a mechanic, I woke up one day, my dad said, "You're short. You're never going to amount to anything but being a mechanic. Go be a mechanic." I'm like, exactly okay, Dad, I'm going to be a mechanic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm average in Japan, or I'm huge in Japan.
You're huge, bro. I'd be a giant.
Dude, I lived in Japan, and like the nutrition over the past like 80 years has been fantastic. So people are taller than you think. Like they're like 5'9" is pretty average in Japan too.
Well, if you actually go to any universities in North America, and I've been to a few for the sports, the Japanese kids, they're brilliantly tall. Strong as fuck. They're just amazing dudes. They're amazing specimen of men, and they're tall.
Look at Yuji.
Yuji's tall. Yuji's. I got a renter. Now people are gonna say, "Oh, he's wealthy. He's rich."
Hey, you're a landlord.
He's a landlord. He's a bad
gulags.
I'm a landlord I got this Asian guy that rents from me, bro, and he is like the craziest looking. He's a rower. No, if you know rowers, right? Like they're like their neck to their like it's just chiseled. I was like, bro, if I was a girl, I'd want to like date you. He's just an amazing looking guy. Like you can really appreciate a good looking, healthy person. He's just like. He comes downstairs sometimes, like he's in the house, and I like he has his tank top on or muscle shirt on. I'm like, bro, you got to put on a shirt, bro. You're making me feel bad. It's just like you're way too good looking. Just go back upstairs. Like, don't even come down. I got an ice tub. You got to come over and do my ice tub. Next time you're in Vancouver, you got to show up to my house, and we got to do the ice plunge in the backyard.
Like just do an ice plunge? Like nothing else before that?
Well, you can have a shot of tequila if you want, just to get your nerves up so like you can jump in.
I thought you're supposed to do like a workout, and then when you're all hot, then you jump in the
working out.
Like...
Jumping into the ice tub is a workout in itself. It shocks your system to the extent that you listen. Whenever I do ice tub, like it's the most amazing feeling. It's like you leave the ice tub, you feel unbelievably refreshed, rejuvenated. And it's really hard to do, to sit into a tub of water that's cold. Now, the one I have, I don't know why I did this, but I did it.
It's that thing, like if you take a cold shower and your body just like I don't know what the weird thing is, like your lungs just go.
Cold
like
shower
is air in.
Cold shower is harder to do than a cold tub.
Why?
So here's the kicker. I didn't realize this until I had an ice tub. It was like $500, and I put water in it, and then I put ice in it, and then I jump in. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to level up. It's time to level up. I'm on the west side. So I bought this tub. I bought this machine. It's got a filter, and the water flows through it. So when the water's moving, it's like activated colder. When it sits still, it's not as cold. And I was like, this is strange. And then I'm like, I'm going to listen to Joe Rogan. And then he actually said, it's just like, the marijuana. When you smoke marijuana to the point when you eat it, it just affects your insides differently. And the ice does the same thing. It's just the way that the water, when it's moving, there's something. I'm not a scientist. I don't believe I got a grade 9 education sometimes, but it's cold, man. It is cold, and to sit in it for like 2 minutes, it's like, yeah, just try it. Have you ever done it?
No, I've never done it.
You'll do it next time you're in Vancouver.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's like once you do it, it's just like you want to go
hate
back.
the cold. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I hate being cold. I hate being cold.
I love South America.
I like white sandy beaches and palm trees, and yeah, that's what I like. I like being in the sun. I like the warmth.
But these guys down in California, these guys I know in Florida and California and Texas and all through the southern states, and some of my bros down in Colombia and then a buddy in Maui, they all have ice tubs, and I'm like, how do you
when you're down there, but that's it. Like you're all hot, and then you're like, I'm gonna jump in the ice tub, and you're like, you get out, and then it's like hot again outside.
Yeah, within like 10 minutes, within 10 seconds. You know how like when you're down there and it's when you're in Texas and it rains and the humidity is so high, it's like after it stops raining in 10 seconds, the cement's dry again. You know how in Florida it happens? I love that. I love that. I love that. And I'm in Mexico and it's just like in April when it has the torrential downpours in Mexico, it's just coming down. And you're just sitting in the restaurant watching the rain. You're like, oh, this is so nice. And then the rain just stops. And then like 10 seconds later, you're driving, you're like, hey, man, where's all the water? My buddy's like, oh, it just disappears. I'm like, no way. He's like, yeah. I'm like, this is a magical place. I'm going to come chase the rain dragon.
All right, that's a cue. All right, we're going to get into this. Where were we? Dragon's Edge. We're talking
Dragon's Edge, bro. 69.
Yeah. With a $10 super chat, says, thanks, Clyde, for trying to save what's left of our great country. Great guest. Thanks. Sub, thanks. Absolutely. Yeah, make sure you're watching Drew Coover because it's great stuff. And are you uploading every day now?
You know, I'm kind of pissed off at you. So, friends,
hold on to that. We're gonna get one more super chat.
World Fair 86.
Ken for $5. Yeah, World's Fair 86.
Rowanek
was the beginning.
Rowan.
Rowanek.
Rowanek. I think the D is silent.
Oh, I think it's Kenroy. Endick or something. Kenroy, maybe?
I don't know. He's talking some crazy shit about the World Fair, though. I went to the World Fair in 1980, Expo 86. My brother was such a high-level asset in this teen world. He was in jail. He was in jail. Yeah, my brother was in jail. We went from I grew up in Prince George, friends. For all you know, now I speak Prince Georgian. You're wondering why the slur is. It's from Prince George.
Prince Georgian.
Prince Georgian. I'm a real redneck hick. Yeah, 100%.
It's another dialect. It's not
it's almost bad as places like Squamish or Pemberton. Anyways,
I'm a local, but I didn't grow up here.
I'm saying nothing. We drove from Prince George to go to Expo 86, but we had to stop in Camp Trapping where my brother was in jail. That is his trauma, bro. You know, we all have it.
Mm-hmm.
We all have this opportunity to put our windshield wipers just to put our curtains up so that we don't have to look at trauma, or we have an opportunity to just leave the curtains open and look at it and deal with it.
I think it's the best thing is to deal with it. And I think the problem is people look for scapegoats. Like they look for something else that they can blame, some other thing, some other person. And this becomes people's identity. Like it's quick to become a person's identity. And let me explain this, because I wanted to talk about this earlier. This is a post that I put out. I said, what makes a man a man? Because I heard all these people saying like, you're fat, Clyde. I'm not a fat guy. I don't know. I'm pretty fit, but like, you're not a man because you're not manly and you're not doing manly things. It's something that you get from like CrossFit people that just got into exercise for the first time in their life. You know what I mean? And they're like,
facts.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But I said, what makes a man a man? It's not the size of your biceps. It's not how many plates you can throw on the bar. Real strength is showing up. every single day. It's the reason why I put out this thing to put a video out every single day. I put a video out every single day. It's owning your mistakes instead of blaming someone else. It's putting food on the table when you're dead tired. It's holding your wife when she needs your warmth, and still finding the strength to fix what's broken at home. It's teaching your kids that actions have consequences, and then living that truth yourself, showing an example, right? It's a man accepts responsibility. He doesn't dodge it. He doesn't point fingers. He doesn't look for someone weaker to carry his load. This is why racism is the coward's way out. It's the ultimate dodge.
Yeah,
a man refuses when a man refuses to own his life, he needs a scapegoat. He needs someone to blame for his failures. He needs someone to look down on so he doesn't have to look in the mirror. Real men don't need scapegoats. We carry our own weight, and everyone else's when they can't. Be a man. Wear the responsibility like a gold medal, because when you do, it'll be that thing that you'll always be remembered for. Own your shortcomings. Own your failures. Own your successes. Own your life.
I'm having listening to you say that and reflecting on what's happening right now, especially in our culture, in our Western culture, in our world, and coming from a background of hanging out with going downtown and hanging out with dudes that have like NFL Super Bowl rings and Stanley Cups and, CEOs and like wealth, and like being around a lot of men that have had these accolades, and then actually being around like a friend of mine that Orville, like I've got this, I know this guy, his name's Orville, and he's an amazing person that he grew up in Toronto. He's a Jamaican kid, gangsters, like bad stuff, but he ended up leveling up, and he got some luck in football and stuff. And he was doing quite well after he retired from playing football. And he came and worked for me in my group home. He was like, he's like a superstar. And he wants to work for me in my group home and make like $200 a day to run a group home and work with little shithead kids that steal and rob and pillage. This is what he wanted to do. Like, it's just for facts. I'm like, okay, no problem. Yeah, come and check it out. So he comes and works, and then he starts making a decision, like, hey, I think this is what I want to do. You want to walk away from your careers? No, I never noticed I didn't say career. I said careers. Mm-hmm. Like, really? And he's like, yeah. And then next thing I know, this guy actually, he's down at the flea market. Now, his son played in the NFL and the CFL. His other son played in the CFL. His daughters, I think, played in this US in the top div, like volleyball. He's this different level dude, right? Mm-hmm. And he's in the flea market in Vancouver selling cell phones, old cell phones that he got from another buddy of ours that owns a cell phone company out in Surrey for $10. To get the $10 to start an organization to help kids eat that are not eating at the alternative schools, not the regular schools, but the alternative schools. Yeah. I'm watching this guy, and I watched him for a couple of years. And I phoned him one day, and he was out. He's walking in the business district in Richmond. And I'm like, what are you doing? After like 4 minutes of time, what are you doing walking around in the business district in Richmond? He's like, oh, I'm asking for money. I'm like, what? What are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm going door to dooring. I'm asking people for money for the society to help kids level up. I'm like, this guy's a superstar, bro. Like, he's been on TED Talks. I mean, I'm not going to use his last name, but he's done a lot of stuff in his life, and all as he does, Clyde, and I have a tear. This is what I try to do. Just help someone. If you can improve the quality of life in someone, and I mean it, like if you can actually really improve the quality of life in someone, I'll say it for the third time and the last time. If you can truly change the quality of life in someone else, even your enemy, and that person reciprocates that back to you in any type of expression that you know you did what you did out of the kindness of your heart, what more is there in life than that? That's the ultimate paycheck. The ultimate paycheck is helping someone up. And, that's what my kids always say this now. Dad, well, here he goes. He's going to say level up again, because that's all I've been saying for the last year. Friends, level up. We're all blinded. So many people are blind right now. And so many men are afraid, like, because, the cancel culture, Clyde, bro, we didn't talk on this.
How do you deal with this one? And I'd like to know, because like I've dealt with this personally, but
it's $300 an hour.
But the position that you're in, you would have dealt with this quite a bit.
Yeah.
But you help somebody out. You give them all the things that they need, and then they fuck you over.
No, you fucked yourself over, bro, by helping that person. It's your own shit.
Okay, but like, how do you?
Why did you help the person?
No, because like I'm talking about you're helping people with addictions and stuff like that, and you give them tons of leeway.
I do it for me.
But then they'll like screw you, like they'll steal from you, they'll rob from you, they'll do things like that.
I don't help. I am totally. And people will say, "Oh, you're not very compassionate." I'm like, I totally do this for my own self-gratification. It makes me feel great when I'm helping someone. If they can't take it, they can't take it. As a matter of fact, Clyde, if you weren't my friend and you were like kind of pissing me off, and we were all in the same kind of group of friends, and I knew you kind of maybe had a money problem or something, I might lend you $500 just so that you'll stop hanging out with my group of friends.
I've actually done this before.
Come on, I've done this.
I've done the exact same thing.
Best ex-girlfriend I ever had in my life cost me $876.
Oh, dude, I had a mooch that would come over. Okay, I had a friend that would. He was like an acquaintance. He would be one of those people that would come over with a 6-pack and drink 10 beers every time. One of those guys.
That was how I was. That's why.
And one night at the bar, he needed some money, so I gave him $50.
Yeah.
And he never came around again. Yeah, and it was the greatest thing ever.
But here's the kicker. Now here's the question, Clyde. Did you know by giving him $50? And it totally answered the question completely honestly, please, because I'm going somewhere with this. I'm putting you on my chalkboard. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows Andrew knows the chalkboard. Mm-hmm. When you gave him the $50, did you know possibly that it might be like maybe the last time you've seen him, or he might just fuck off?
Yeah.
Okay, guess what you did? You helped him look at his own shit. Because every time he thinks of you now, he thinks of the $50, but he doesn't think about the $50. The more he thinks about it, he thinks about his unmanageability. And you know what? Clyde was a good guy, so I shouldn't do that anymore. So all of life is just mirroring behaviors.
You know what? Last I heard about him, he was doing all right.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with you though. But
no, absolutely nothing to do with me.
But it could have. Because you might have been, you might have been the 15th.
I never thought that, but like now that you mention it,
you might have been the 15th $50 bill that the guy had to take in order to get where he needs to go. So we have no power. What I'm saying by this is you have absolutely zero control, power, interest in power or control in anybody else, but you have an invested interest in yourself to make sure that you leave a relationship better than when you started it. Jeez, I'm getting all spiritual on you tonight, bro.
So what do you do with the types that would rob you?
When people rob me?
Yeah. So like someone you try to help out and they end up robbing you or screwing you over or doing something like.
It's supposed to be right here, right? It's a left hand. It's a wedding band. My wedding band's gone. And my wedding's band gone.
So you get them out of your life.
Someone, no. The kid stole my wedding band.
Oh.
A kid I helped out. He stole my wedding band. Another kid I helped out. My grandfather, and there's some accolades on the back wall. I don't think you can see it, but my grandfather used to go to the Windsor Castle and have like dinner with the king and shit. So I've got some shit on the wall. I've got some stuff. I got a gold. I had a gold Bulova watch from pre-World War II. Beautiful watch. Kid stole it. Stole it. Kid that helped out. And this wasn't a foster kid either. This was like a dude in a program that I without saying I go to those programs, I'm saying I go to those. I've been sober for 30 years, right? So I kind of followed these 12 things. So I helped this guy out, and he stole the fucking watch. Stole my grandfather's watch. That was my son. It's not mine. It's not my watch. It's my son's watch. My mom gave it to me to give to him. But I got a story for you. I got a story for your viewers, bro. You want to hear a story?
Sure.
Cracky. I was doing some drugs, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't live the way I was living anymore. And I was trying as hard as I can to steal from people, to try to get people's attention. So again, this is not about what do you do to people that are like that's stolen from you, but I was the person that was trying to get people's attention by stealing from them. So one day I went over to Victoria to see my mother and father. And one day when my mother went to bed, I decided to go to her jewelry box and steal a watch, a gold bull of a watch, to be perfectly honest. And I stole that gold bull of a watch. And I brought it. I came home to Vancouver. I was living in Vancouver. I was homeless, but I was in Vancouver. And I went over to my drug dealer buddy, and I got an 8-ball for the watch because it was a nice watch. An 8-ball is 3.5 grams of cocaine, and that's what happened to the watch. And then 6 months later, I got stabbed and died and woke up and got a welfare check 2 months later and said, I'm gonna make a wrong right. I'm gonna go to my drug dealer. And my buddy's like, you can't go to your drug dealer, you're gonna get high. And I'm like, no, I gotta go to my drug dealer to get my mom's watch, my grandpa's watch. And I went to my drug dealer buddy. That wasn't my drug dealer buddy anymore. He was just my buddy. And guess what? He gave me a box. It was a shoe box, and I had a whole bunch of watches, and in that box was my grandfather's watch. And I got that watch. And I gave him half of my welfare check, which was, at the time, I was getting $535 for allowance and for housing and for food allowance in 1996. That's how much money you got from social assistance. So I got the watch, went to Victoria. I sat there at my mom's fucking living room. I walked into their house. I sat down. I can't believe I'm telling this story. I sat down on the couch. I said, Mom, come here. She's like, oh, Andrew's here. I'm sober. I'm like 2 months sober. I've been a shithead for 10 years, right? I said, she comes in, she gives me a hug. It's so nice to see you, Andrew. My dad comes in. He's like, what's going on? He sits down. I said, Mom, this doesn't belong to me. This is yours. I gave her a brown paper bag. She sits down. She's like, she opens the brown paper bag up. She puts her hand in the brown paper bag and she pulls out this watch. And she looks at me and she thinks magic. She's like, how did you get this watch in this bag? Because you just walked in the front door and sat there. And then I instantaneously got a resentment towards my mother because she didn't know that the watch was gone for 8 months. But every single day I knew that fucking watch was gone, bro. Every day I knew that watch was gone, and every day I knew I stole that watch from my mother. And the only thing I wanted to do when I got sober was to get that watch back to my fucking mother. And she got the watch back. And now where the watch is upstairs in my safe, and it goes to my son when I pass away. If I pass away, because I'm not going to pass away. I'm not leaving anytime soon. But that's the thing with stealing, right? That's the thing with losing things. They're just material things. And Clyde, you got to look at things like it. When people are stealing from you, when people take your shit, when you have a nice car and you just spent all that money on those fucking really cool black rim glasses, those new ones, and you put them in the cool glass and you have them in your car, and those you're driving, you have those ones for every day, then you have your driving glasses, right? And you have them in your car, and those are your driving ones, and no one else wears them. They're on your head, and you get into the car and you're in Texas and you finally move, you get into your car and you grab your glasses and fuck, someone stole them. What do? Well, you just think, well, they needed them more than me, and that's okay because I can get a new pair. You can be pissed off, but you can't hold on to that pissed offness because that's not what they were trying to do. When people steal from people, they're trying to just reach out for help. That's the only reason people usually steal, unless they're narcoleptic, right? Unless they're like actually legitimately stealing from the stock market or, robbing people, because that's what they do. But most people, the number one symptom of thievery, the number one symptom of thievery is sexual abuse. So when a child is sexually abused, when they grow up, the majority of the time, all the studies and research say that the person that's been caught stealing was sexually abused, because usually when you're sexually abused, you grow up with a life-longing urge to steal things back from people. And usually you steal from people you know. Those thieves, usually still
interesting.
A whole bunch of info. Like I said, bro, I'm not a psychologist, but I got 3 of them working for me. It's just interesting. Psychology, right? Psychology, like human behavior is like, it's so interesting. But then again, it's just we're so stupid. We're so primitive.
We're just creatures that follow like a protocol. It's in our.
And this thing you were talking about, like these guys and the flags and shit, that whole story that you put together, you would have never been able to put that story together if you wouldn't have been the person you are and knew the history that you knew. And then you're like, hey, that sounds like that. And I might put that together. And as a result of being investigative and becoming that journalistic person mentality, you're like, okay, now you're not mad at those people that are trying to call you a person hater.
No, I'm disappointed, if anything. Yeah. And then I'm really looking at it like, wow, they're really attacking me because I'm right over the target.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with you. It just means you're over the target. It's nothing to do with you. It just means a couple of people have blocked me on X. Not many. But there's
a lot of people block me.
Yeah, there's two really big executive directors of like the big nonprofits in British Columbia. They've blocked me because so I go on. I'm not known, right? Like I just started X I don't know, in April. I've got 3,000 followers. I think I just hit.
Good for you.
I'm on YouTube. It's a struggling addict. I'm a struggling addict. I'm trying to become pro on YouTube.
It's gonna be your new addiction.
It is. Well, you asked me, are you putting a video in every day? I'm trying now. And I went all the way from London.
Just wait until you understand what the analytics say, then you'll be really addicted to it.
It's the whole YouTube thing, I'm that person, right? Like I can phone up Jasper Sunshine and Clyde, and I can phone these guys up because I believe in it. The most important thing is making contacts and leveling up in life, right? So friends, if you're listening, right? I phone Clyde all the time. I have been since I met you physically in person at that AGM in February at the Conservative AGM is where we physically met first. And I also met
we chatted way before that though.
But a lot of times it was me calling you because I was just trying to pick your mind. And I was trying to be nice at the same time so I could ask questions so this guy didn't think I was just trying to take. But you need, in order to, to get to that next level, you need to ask questions. And who better to ask than someone that's been there before? Makes sense, right? It's just life. And then when people would say, well, Andrew,
and I make a lot of time for people because I think that relationships are important.
I'm surprised you make as much time as you do for me because some people don't. I talk over people, bro. My nickname is the interrupter.
Well, I make time for people, but what we really do need to make time for people is for people in the Discord. Now we've been at this for over 3 hours. This is wow. I usually just do about 2 hours on the Fridays, but hey, the conversation was great, so that's amazing.
Are people still in?
People are still in. Yeah, lots of people are watching right now. It's amazing. Yeah. So
how dare you put me on by myself? That was scary.
No, it's on the spot, man. That's how you do it.
I guess friends, if you're listening, he was just seeing if I got the shit.
If I didn't have to pee or anything, whatever. I just was doing
that. You blanked yourself out. You were looking at the background. Look, I put Andrew on the spot, the big guy.
So if you want to see more of Andrew, more of Drew Coover, as you're called on YouTube, head on over to the link. I'm just gonna pop it in the chat one more time, right there. I'll make sure to put the link in the description later so that people who are watching this after the fact can find that. But it's Drew Coover on YouTube, like Drew Coover. What is it? 56.
Drew Coover. That's my football number, Drew Coover. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So go check that out. Make sure you're subscribed to his channel